It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
Well, good evening and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to what is really, truly the best time of the year. I know Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year, but in the Holly City of America, the Thunderbolt football season pretty much rivals it. Fred Melendez, along with Ariel Melendez, and the start of the 2023 season is upon us. And what a matchup to start the season. The two top teams in the state, Millville and Toms River North, are going to face each other in the Battle of at the Beach. It's the third annual Battle of the Beach where different teams get together, start their seasons, and what a matchup. The number 1 and 2 teams in the state based on last year's situations. The Group 5 champion, of course, was Toms River North. The Group 4 champion, Millville. This game really belongs at the end of the season in a way, but we get to start the season on a dramatic game.
Yeah, and this is expected to be quite the matchup between these two teams. One of the top games in this battle at the beach. You know, a couple of teams have already played. They'll play throughout the weekend, but this is probably I think the game that everyone's going to be paying attention to for sure. Millville, as you mentioned, Group 4 state champions, back-to-back sectional titles for this team as well. They're ranked number 1 in the press's Elite 11 coming into this season, and for pretty good reason. There's a lot of names on this team that kind of really make them go. And it all starts, I think we have to start with quarterback Jacob Zamat. I think he pretty much leads this offense. One of the top quarterbacks in the state, that's thrown for over 3,000 yards last season, had 27 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions. And I know he helped them come back in a lot of those championship games last year.
And, of course, when you have the weapons that they have to throw the ball to, the number 1 weapon, of course, Latsier Brooks, who had himself a phenomenal season last year. I'm going to try to get some numbers. He's a two-time USA Today Network All-New Jersey first-team All-Star.
That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful, and it's quite an accomplishment for USA Today. Doesn't get much better. It's a national newspaper, and he's a 2-time All-Star New Jersey first team. 2-time Courier Post All-South Jersey first team as well. Last year alone, what a season, 69 catches, 1,089 receiving yards, and a South Jersey best for wide receivers, 14 touchdowns he caught last year. For his career, and he's only a junior, I believe. He's only been a sophomore and a freshman player. For his career, he has 106 catches, 2,060 yards, and 29 touchdowns. That's in just 2 years, so you double that, and you get numbers that are astronomical for a career.
Yeah, and he averages close to 80 yards a game, and obviously that goes to the credit of Zamat as well, able to find his weapons. But yeah, Latsier Brooks, one of the top names on this team as well, and I think we have to go with Teron Hale as well. He's another one of the big weapons for Millville. He averaged close to 50 yards a game, totaled around 680 yards. And 3 touchdowns on the year. Mention it with Brooks. He's got scholarship offers from some top teams out there. Alabama, Georgia, and I believe you had another team.
Oregon is also interested.
Yeah, so that's quite a lot of good name teams some out there. I mean, whenever you see Alabama and Georgia out there, you know what you're doing is good. And Hale is already committed to Syracuse University, so he's gonna go on from there as well, but there are a lot of strong weapons on this team. And I mean, you look at Naeem Sharp as well, the running back for Millville, had 14 touchdowns on the ground this season, a little over 1,200 yards, 1,252 total. He's averaging close to 90 yards a game on the ground. So this Millville offense has quite a lot of weapons, starting with Zamat, obviously, but a lot of their wide receivers and their running game. It's, as you mentioned, going to be a fantastic game between these two teams, but if Millville is going to make anything happen in this one, it's going to start with Zamat.
Absolutely. He controlled the offense very well, and I got to watch the coach's corner last night. And basically, Jacob Zamat, his first year was last year, and he said as the season went, there was more and more chemistry offensively between him and everybody else on the offense. And this year, according to Coach Ayala, it's going to be even though Naeem Sharp is the big name, 1,200 yards as you mentioned, it's going to be like a committee of running backs, starting with Naeem Sharp, and then you have Jamal Wallace, a very big name in past history for Millville football. That's the son of a former player, Jamal Wallace. And Demir White's another guy that you're going to see a lot of this season, along with Sharper and Wallace. So they've got 3 running backs who should make quite an impact in this offense.
Yeah, and I know there's another familiar name on this team, especially to Zamat, is his younger brother is on the team as well. I was trying to make sure I got his position correctly. So he's a junior linebacker and receiver. I know Coach Ayala said he's going to be a player to watch this year as well, and kind of made that you might see a little brother-to-brother connection. So we could see that in this game and throughout the season as well. I mean, that's got to be some pretty exciting stuff for both the Zamat brothers. To be able to play on the same team, be able to, have these back-to-back titles, have that state title, and to be in a game like this with another top team, I'm sure that's got to be fun for both of them and for the team as well.
Well, Millville, of course, steeped in tradition. We can go back to John Barbos in the 50s when they had the major 31-game winning streak. John Barbos, then the handoff to Tony Serace in the 70s and 80s. Dave Heck was another great coach for Millville right after Serace. Dennis Thomas, some championship seasons with the Millville Thunderbolts, and he has moved on to Rutgers and in Syracuse now. He's where he is located. Not as a coach so much, but somebody who directs the high school side of things, gets people to know about Syracuse and the high schools that they're trying to recruit these players. And, of course, Syracuse has LaQuint Allen. I think many people might remember a couple years ago the kind of season that LaQuint Allen had. So the fact that Teron Hale is committed to Syracuse as well, that's going to be quite a nice reunion for those two guys.
Yeah, Millville football is, we know one of the top sports top high school sports in the area. Everyone's excited when football season comes around. And to start the season off in this fashion, I think really is going to get a lot of people excited as well. But we've talked a lot about Millville's offense. There's a couple players on that Millville defense as well that should be key players this season. Now, they did graduate 2 of their top defensive players, in Solomon Massey and Kayon German. But they do have a couple young and up-and-coming names on that roster that are expected to have some pretty big roles this year.
Yeah, we have, you saw him last night. Isaiah Cornish talked about the defense. He's going to be a major part of that defense along with Marcus Offer. Marcus Offer, again, the son of a player that I got to cover back in the day, Marcus Offer. I'm not sure if it's Marcus Offer Jr. or not, but Marcus Offer in the past was a great player. And I'm sure that the defense will thrive under Marcus Offer current day. Of course, Latzia Brooks, two-way player and dynamic on the defensive secondary side of things. We mentioned Isaiah Cornish. Jaden Jones is another player that you're going to see a lot of. So this defense for Millville, they're going to be really stressed a little bit to really perform today because led by Micah Ford, this Toms River North team is loaded. As we mentioned, the kind of points they scored last year. Anytime you score over 600 points in 14 games, that's a ton of points put on the board. Yeah,
the Millville defense especially is definitely going to be stressed today with some of the talent they're going to see. They're going to see a lot of names, and I think we'll get to that in a little bit, kind of as we're getting a little bit closer to kickoff here as the teams are expected to kick off around 4 o'clock. But, yeah, Millville is going to be tested very heavily, especially on the defensive end, as there are a lot of names on that Toms River offense and defense, too, both sides of the ball for Millville, I think are going to be really tested today. And I mean, we'll go down the name of things in just a little bit of the records that Toms River's broken and just what their offensive and defensive players can do, because it might surprise a lot of people that don't know a lot about Toms River, but the kind of talent they have on that roster.
14-0 last year, the inaugural state Group 5 champions, I should say, and they are led by a stud quarterback and safety. We mentioned Micah Ford, the 2022 Gatorade New Jersey Player of the Year. That's not just handed out to anybody. Micah Ford really earned that last year with the kind of season that he had. We mentioned the stats, that the team stats, 4,352 rushing yards alone. So they definitely got it down on the ground, 62 rushing touchdowns. And on top of that, they stopped the other team very well. They only allowed 115 points in those 14 games. So we're going to take a quick break right now. But Toms River North is about as good as an opponent as you're going to get, and Millville takes them on to start the season in the Battle at the Beach. We'll have that game for you shortly, so stick around. We've got a good one for you.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student-athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
Well, welcome back once again to the start of the 2023 season, and it's a tremendous kickoff battle. The top 2 teams in the state, the Millville Thunderbolts versus the Mariners of Toms River North, 2 state champions from last year, the Group 4 and Group 5 champions respectively, and you just can't get a bigger matchup than the top group schools taking each other on in the season opener.
Yeah, that's why this is expected to be a highly anticipated game between the two sides. I mean, yeah, you have the top 2 teams basically in the whole state of New Jersey ranked number 1 and 2. And I mean, based on what Toms River did last year, I'm a little surprised that they were the number 2 team, but Millville has a lot to their credit as well for what they were able to do last season and a couple seasons prior to that as well. I think regardless of where these 2 teams are ranked, we're going to see some exceptional football today. And as you said kind of before we went to break, it's all going to start with Mika Ford. As you mentioned, the Gatorade Player of the Year, also the NJ.com Player of the Year. I mean, what hasn't Ford done? He throws, he runs, he plays defense. I don't think he ever comes off the field.
No, he doesn't.
I think, and that's a pretty good credit. It happens a lot, I think, with high school athletes. Is they're dual sport and they're multi-position players. Is they don't want to come off the field if they don't have to. And I mean, just looking at some of Ford's numbers now, his passing numbers might not jump out on the page to you because he doesn't seem to pass as much. It looks like, at least from kind of what I looked up and everything, that Toms River is a big running team. And so that's going to stress Millville's defense quite a bit. But just looking at some of what Ford has done, he's thrown for a little over 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. So when he did throw the ball, he was pretty spot on when he did it. He only ran for 2,360 yards and 33 touchdowns. I mean, just a casual 30-drop touchdown there. And it's not really a surprise when you look at his numbers. He's committed to Stanford as a running back. He actually said it, and I found a little profile on him when I was kind of looking some stuff up. He didn't want to be a quarterback after, going to college. He wants to be a running back, and I mean, I can see why. He's pretty good on the ground.
Yeah, with the line that, of course, the offensive line that Toms River has, they have a Penn State committed player, Jalen Matthews, 3rd-year starter. He is 6'7", 295 left tackle.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like that blocking for me.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. You have a couple other linemen here. Hatham Haranye, I hope I'm pronouncing that. He's the left guard, 6'4", 275 also. Justin Kay, all he's got is 6'7", 305. He's a right tackle. Then you have some new guys coming in. C.J. Valenti, he's the small one, 5'11", 275. And then you have John Tucker, the right guard, who is 6'4" and 275. When you have that much muscle in front of you, you're going to run the football.
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about how exciting of a game this is going to be. I mean, we're in for an incredible matchup, and obviously you'll be able to watch it here. We're going to give you all the little spiel right here. You can watch it here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We've got you everywhere. Make sure we want to hear your thoughts throughout the game. We're going to be back for halftime as we're a little bit close to kickoff here, so we're kind of going to wrap it up in just a little bit. We got a little bit more of the players to talk about on Toms River. I mean, we could go down their entire roster and talk about the talent there. But we want to hear from you, so please comment, like, share, let us know your thoughts. YouTube, subscribe, Facebook, follow, do all of that stuff. We really appreciate your support, and we want to have the conversation with you guys. We want to know what you think. We know Millville loves their football, so we know a lot of people are going to especially be tuned in for this game. We already saw some comments roll in kind of at the beginning that they're ready for this game. They're ready to see this talent.
You can also follow us on QBC TV on Instagram. So 3 ways for you to keep tabs on what Millville football is doing throughout the season. Quinn Broadcasting Facebook Live, Quinn Broadcasting YouTube Live, and as we mentioned, on the Instagram as well, QBC TV. I think, is there 2 at the end of the TV, or is it just QBC TV? QBC, there you go. It's real simple. Instead of the ABCs, it's the QBCs. So join us on all those platforms, and we do want you to get involved with your comments. This team last year gave us plenty to talk about. Obviously, a state championship. And as Ariel just mentioned, football is a very, very long-standing program that people just love to watch year in and year out. And this team has given us plenty of reason. The coaching staffs that I mentioned in the past, the tradition. I talked to Coach Ayala about tradition, and he said, absolutely, we want to keep things going in that tradition way of excellence on the football field with great athletes. They stress the academics as well. That's why you see people like LaQuint Allen playing at Syracuse, for example, and some of these guys that are going to be committing to big schools as well, including Jacob Samad. He's got offers from a few schools.
Yeah, and you saw he's got 5 offers on the table right now, and that's pretty impressive for a young player. You mentioned one of the top quarterbacks in the state, and he's what makes this Millville offense go. I know he played a big part in a lot of their comebacks kind of towards the end of the season. I think it was in the playoffs. I saw he was pretty key at leading them down the field, so he's just one of those names. But again, he's going to be faced his quarterback opponent. I mean, we said he does it all. He does it on defense, too. So 77 tackles, 4 interceptions last season for Ford. And, I mean, we can go down the list again. You mentioned all those guys up front. I mean, he's got plenty of people to block for him, but when your quarterback is willing to block for you now and go on defense, that has to bring a lot of camaraderie, too. As well, when you're seeing him lay his body on the line in more than one way, that's got to bring it together as well. And we'd be remiss to not say Jeremiah Pruitt is one of their big guys on the defensive end as well. I mean, 89 tackles, 2 sacks, 6 interceptions. He had 2 defensive touchdowns and forced a couple fumbles as well. I mean, he's one of their big guys back there as well. So Millville's really going to be tested. I think this is a good matchup for them to start the season. You want to start the season off against tough talent. And, I mean, Millville's in a Division II as well. That's going to be tough for them this season. They're going to be playing a lot of tough teams throughout the season, but it's just the kind of game you get up for. You're playing another state championship. You want to get that season started off right. And, I mean, Millville, they're going to have a target on their backs. I mean, so is Toms River in their own aspect of winning state, but Millville, as we mentioned, the back-to-back titles, Group 4 champions. They're going to be the ones to beat this season.
Yeah, of course, Toms River North, the first team ever to have a 14-0 season last year. They returned 8 starters on offense and 8 starters on defense. It's like not much change for them. So they're expecting big things up there in Toms River. The Mariners, again, just loaded with talent, commitments to places like Stanford and Penn State. And having that many starters returning on both sides of the football, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And Millville, starting their season off with this team, they're going to know what they've got right away.
Yeah, and we've got a couple comments rolling in already, and especially about Millville's defensive line. I mean, we got to give them a little bit more credit as well for what they're going to do. Is they obviously will have a tough test, but they've got some guys on that line as well. That will be able to match up with Toms River as well. I don't know if you have some of the names of those guys down, but we got to that's Eric Oss saying we got to give him a little bit more talent, a little bit more credit onto what Millville's defensive line's able to do.
That's true. That's true. Well, their defense, as we mentioned, is going to be anchored by Marcus Offer, Isaiah Cornish, Jaden Jones, Latzia Brooks in the backfield. So it's going to be a challenge, but hey, they accept challenge. Coach Ayala kept saying, we want to play the best competition. Exactly. That's what it's about, and you don't get better than the competition they're going to face today. So Millville's going to be up for the task, I'm sure, and they're going to give it everything they got, and they got the athletes to do it just as well We mentioned Brooks. We mentioned Hale. The running backs that are certainly going to make things happen, Naeem Sharp, Jamal Wallace, Demir White. These guys are all going to be in there doing what they do well, and that's to move the football offensively and hopefully stop that big offensive line for Toms River, make some tackles. That's going to be a key part of the game, too. Making the tackles when you have it, execute. Coach Ayala told me we have to execute. We cannot commit turnovers against this team, and we also have to win in the trenches and win the special teams game. I mean, that covers every aspect of the game.
Yeah, I think that's about everything. Yeah, I mean, if they're able to hold this Toms River team low in points, that's going to go a long way. That's going to go a long way. From what we talked about, a record-setting, I think, 660-some points last season. But if Millville is able to hold them down in points, that's going to go a long way. And as you mentioned, you want to play the best. You want to face yourself against those top teams to kind of see where you're at. So, I mean, we can keep saying it either which way. This is probably the best game of the season to start off with for Millville.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great challenge, and we're very happy and glad to bring that game to you in the third annual Battle at the Beach, featuring a lot of top teams throughout the New Jersey area. I think there's one or two schools from Pennsylvania as well. But the caliber of competition at this particular tournament, it's Friday today, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 days of top caliber football action on the high school level, and Millville and the Toms River certainly take a backseat to no one in that category. So a great game coming up for you. It's a 4 o'clock kickoff start. In fact, we're just a little bit past 4 o'clock now, so pretty soon I'm sure we're going to see the referees at the 50-yard line flipping the coin if they haven't done so already. But really, stick around. We're going to have a great game of football. Millville and Toms River North will certainly put it all on the line. And what I always did like, one of the phrases, this might be a tough challenge for Millville, but there's a phrase that somebody told me along the way. It's not so much the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the heart in the dog.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
as soon as you started,
not to use that one.
As soon as you started, I knew where that was going.
But now Millville has got a challenge, but they're up to it. They've been up to every challenge for the past couple of years. In fact, their last 2 seasons, 24-3 record. So that tells you what kind of program that this Millville squad now has. And this is Ayala's second season. Dennis Thomas got it rolling for a little while. He moved on to some better things at Rutgers and now Syracuse. And Bert Ayala and his staff definitely have this team ready to play some football. So we're in for a great game, a great season, and a defensive challenge. So we're going to go to the field now, Carey Stadium in Ocean City, New Jersey, for today's game, Toms River North versus Millville.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
Void.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the third annual Battle at the Beach in Ocean City. Mike Franco alongside Mark Narducci for this certainly showcase game of day one, Mark. Millville getting set to take on Toms River North. One of the most highly anticipated games of the weekend, certainly the most highly anticipated one from a New Jersey standpoint. We know St. Joe's Prep is playing IMG tomorrow night, but Group 4 state champion against Group 5 state champion, the Thunderbolts of Millville winning the Group 4. The Mariners of Toms River North winning Group 5 last year. Star-studded event here, and you could talk about a number of these guys. For North, though, it has to start with Micah Ford. He's heading to Stanford next year, consensus player of the year in the state a year ago.
Yeah, no question about it, Mike. He rushed for 34 touchdowns, threw for 17. He's going to Stanford, but he's being recruited as a running back, which tells you a little bit about his running ability. But he's a very good passer. We saw him last year, remember, right here at Ocean City against Washington Township, in what turned out to be Toms River North's closest game of the year, a 28-21 victory during a 14. Deptford, Winslow Township, and Woodrow Wilson brings a lot of experience, and he's excited with all the weapons that he has to work with.
Millville will receive the opening kickoff. Millville dressed in the white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, and Toms River North will call that a charcoal, trimmed in gold and blue.
Mike, this is the first rematch of defending state public school champions, only because last year was the first year they've held it in New Jersey. They've been doing the non-public schools since '93, but the publics had their first state titles last year.
Very exciting time in New Jersey high school football, and again, that's why the schedule has kind of been moved up to make some room on the back end. And we are underway here in Ocean City. Game 3 of the day. It's a short kick fielded just outside the 10-yard line. And Millville makes a little bit of room there, some space. And this drive will start just short of the 30. That was sharp on the kick return for Millville. So we'll get a chance to see Jacob Zamat and this Millville offense here today. They needed some comeback wins in that stretch run last year, Mark, against Hamilton in the sectional final. They were down late, engineered some magic. Similar story against Mainland in the state semifinal. So this is a team that went 12-2 and won a state championship, obviously, and had to battle. Toms River North, a little bit different, went undefeated, not really tested down the stretch. Millville will begin in the shotgun here. Again, moving left to right on your video screen. This is a toss, and Brooks gets an early touch, trying to gain the edge, but a nice job by Toms River North to cut him off, and that first play will go for a loss for Millville.
Technically, that's a pass completion, right?
You're right. Yep, we'll put it in the book for Zamat. I should know better playing fantasy football, but yes, that is a pass.
Well, they want to get Brooks the ball any possible way. They'll run him on reverses.
So second down, and we'll call it 11 here. Zamat trying to go up top this time. Lofts one down the middle of the field, has a man, and making the catch and reeling it in inside the 30 is Teron Hale. The future Syracuse Orange making the grab in double coverage. Tremendous touch on that ball, and Hale went up and made a play for his quarterback.
47 yards. Hale again shows his great speed and his leaping ability there on that play.
So Millville in business early here. 1st and 10 at the 25. Handoff here, and not a lot of room that time as again the Mariners stand that one up. It'll be a short gain on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd and long.
Number 54, Angelin Giovanni, didn't make the tackle, but he got the first hit, slowed things down.
So 2nd and 8 coming up here for Millville as Zamat looks over to the sideline to get the signal. Thunderbolts going no huddle early on in this one, spreading things out once more. And now it's Zamat ready for the snap here. Looking quickly to his right. Connects with Brooks, and a great tackle in space out there. That's number 24 for Toms River North, Josh Moore. One of the players we mentioned off of the top. You know, Moore gets a lot of the headlines for his rushing ability, but he's a tremendous player on defense as well. Brooks, not easy to bring down in space.
Yeah, he read that perfectly. He had 3 interceptions last year, and that's a dangerous kind of play, too. Especially with the way that he read that.
It brings up 3rd and long now for Millville as the Mariners try to make a stand here, giving up that big play to Hale, and now trying to dig in the red area just outside it. Trips to his left, Zamat looking that way, now looking back to his right, has some time, throws high, a little bit too high that time. And the intended target looks like that was Demir White, the junior along the sideline. And it'll bring up 4th and 13 now for Millville, sort of in that area. Not sort of, definitely. You'd expect Millville to go for it here.
I was watching 58, Darian Blackenwich, blocking on the outside from the tackle position, did an outstanding job and gave Zamat plenty of time.
Again, trips to his left. One receiver to the right, it's Brooks. Zamat looking left, now looking right, looking for Brooks. Floating one to the end zone and tipped down. Nicely done there by Tariq Council. It was double coverage. The ball kind of hung up there, and Tariq high-pointed it, knocked it down, a turnover on downs.
You know, Council has offers from places like West Virginia and Maryland. He's an outstanding player. And when these D-backs are keeping up with the Millville receivers step for step, you know there's a lot of good speed here.
So North bending but not breaking on that opening possession. The Mariners come up with a stop, and now we get a chance to see Micah Ford go to work on offense for the first time today. Ford, designed run as he powers his way forward. Maybe a yard there, but again, tough D up front from that Millville front line.
Yeah, Tayshawn Newman, number 2, 6'3", 210 senior, really denied him from pushing that outside, forced it to the middle, did an outstanding job.
We talked about Ford as the consensus really player of the year in the state, no matter the publication a year ago. If you haven't seen him in action, he does like to run the ball. 34 touchdowns rushing, 17 passing, a dual threat, but he can certainly get it done with his legs. Another designed run here, but first we're going to have our first whistle and flag of the day.
It's going against North. I don't know if it was a motion penalty, but it...
Still no signal. So an illegal substitution is the infraction against North. Seemed like the referee, Robert Rydell, was talking with some of the players before making that call. So this should back the Mariners up. And he's going to pick up the flag here. So I was going to say there was a little bit of confusion there. And so there was no flag on the play. And it'll bring up a replay of second down here. So 2nd and 9 for the Mariners. They are on the 29. First possession of the game for Toms River North, defending Group 5 state champion. And now another whistle here. We're working out some details early here, Mark.
Well, they had to put the ball back because, right, it's on the 28.
So now we're ready. Second down here. Ford fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He's got some room, kind of put the ball up in the air to get through dangerously, but hangs on to it, takes a pop, and that'll bring up 3rd and short. Picked up about 6 on that play.
It's on the 28.
So now we're ready. Second down here. Ford fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He's got some room.
Line here, 3rd down. Ford trying to keep it, spins out of a tackle. He's got some room on the outside. Ford still on his feet, spinning across midfield. And we have a flag down, though, so this one might be coming back, certainly in the area of a hold here, and that's the early signal. And it will negate a tremendous run from Micah Ford. It is holding against Toms River North, so we'll back him up 10. And it'll set up 3rd and long. But even with the penalty mark, you see some of the big playability there from Micah Ford.
Yeah, and that hold was up around the 41-yard line, so this should be around the 31, Mike. Let's see where they spot it.
Looks to be spot, as you mentioned, right just shy of the 31. So just about 3rd and 6 here, looks like. It's been the Ford show early on this drive. He looks to pass here. Flag in the air. Ford going over the middle, off the fingertips that time at counsel, but again, we got some laundry.
I think there's offsides or motion on Toms River North on the outside there.
So Millville may look to decline here to bring up 4th down, and indeed the Thunderbolts are signaling that they don't want the penalty. Pass was incomplete, so it'll bring up 4th down. And possibly our first punting situation of the game. So North, in fact, brings on the punting unit.
And I'll tell you, if you're North, you really don't want to punt it anywhere near Teron Hale. Or excuse me, Jamal Wallace, who's back there for the punt return. Millville, we should say, has a bevy of top backs.
And the punt is away here. Fielded right about the 34 with some momentum there. And across the 45 that time was Jamal Wallace Jr. on the return. And again, Be some good field position for Millville as the offense trots out onto the field for the second time today.
I think one of the keys is holding forward on first and second down with those runs, and so far Millville's done a pretty good job containing him.
It's live coverage 23, presented by PrimeEvents.net in association with Crossover Productions and Cape Atlantic League Live. Again, day. The Mike Gill pinch hitting for Tom Williams, play-by-play for that one, along with Bud Rink. So this drive will start actually at the 46. Zamat again in the shotgun. He's got trips to his right this time, rolls to his right. Still on the move, Zamat tries to bring it down, and he's taken down in the backfield. A couple of players there for North, including Jeremiah Pruitt, and of course Matthews on the pursuit as well.
Well, that time again, he was looking for Brooks, and Brooks was covered, he was actually looking for Kashawn Jones that time. He was the intended receiver. Jones covered. The secondary has done just a tremendous job here for Toms River North.
Second down and 12. Zamat again out of the gun. Finds a man in the flat and some room to run out there. First down yardage, or at least close to it, and I think he does have it, is Demir White. So White, a player that is, again, one of those players that you don't want to say overlooked, but there's so many stars on this Millville team. But White's one of those guys that can make some things happen. He picks up the first down there. So move the chains. Now a quick handoff this time. And it's White again. Some good positive yardage there. Demir White, the junior. They list him at 5'5", 160 pounds, kind of squirting through the hole that time.
Now, just remember, this is a team that had Naheem Sharp, who we saw on a return earlier, as a 1,000-yard rusher last year, and White's in ahead of him right now. It shows you the depth this team has at running back.
Plenty of talent at the skill positions. Also really humid down there on the field. It was raining and windy at the start of the day when Mainland beat Washington Township. The weather has shifted, though, so perhaps coaching staff from Millville trying to rotate some guys. We do have a penalty on this play, so it's coming back. Didn't see the flag at first, but it was a hold, so that'll negate the first down run there. So first down and long here. Looks to be about first down and 20. Handoff, off right tackle, and going down right at the 50 is Jamal Wallace Jr.
I'll tell you, Jeremiah Pruitt did not, the defensive back did not make the play, but again, he forced him out there. I think Pruitt is, one of the premier defensive backs in this state.
Pruitt making the tackle out there. And it brings up second down. Zamat looking to the air. And a little bit too high that time for Hale. Hale had sort of shut it down and found a pocket in the secondary, but that ball overthrown. And it'll bring up third and long.
I think the story in the early part of this game, Mike, is how the D-backs have not given these Millville receivers very much room.
You're right. Even the great catch from Hale, that was a contested catch, and Hale had to go make a play. There hasn't been much room to be had early on.
Jamal Wallace Jr. now in that backfield. He's another big play threat.
Third and long here. Zamat rolling to his right, pulls it down under pressure, and just throws this one away. Good pressure that time being applied by North in particular. That was number 54, Giovanni, on the pursuit.
I'm really impressed not only with covering receivers down the field. TR North is doing a very good job of watching the backs out of the backfield. That time, it looked like that they wanted to go to Wallace. Pruitt was right on him there, and that'll force a Millville punt.
Zamat also the punter. And first we'll have a whistle. Stadium clock working again. We've had some issues with the new scoreboard here, but 6:45 to go in this first quarter. Zamat in punting formation at his own 35. North, a couple of players ready to field the punt at their own 20. Zamat, low spinning kick, bounces inside the 20, now down to the 15, and it'll settle right there, and that's where North will take over.
Yeah, and Pruitt.
Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community. Local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Early on here today. Ford with the handoff this time. And close to first down yardage there is Josh Moore. So you're seeing that running ability from Moore. And a huge pickup on first down.
Yeah, and going over the right side, Jalen Matthews, 79, 6'8", 295. He's a junior. He's already committed to Penn State. One of the best in the state.
Matthews, a monster up front. Kay can move bodies around as well. We talked about it a little bit, but this is a North team that really didn't meet much resistance en route to that Group 5 state championship a year ago. A lot of the key players are back. 2nd and 1 here.
This is where Ford's really dangerous.
Another designed run off the right side, big bodies in front of him. Millville did a nice job to contain him, but it should be enough for first down yardage there. And the sticks are moving on the far side of the field.
Good job there by number 0, Xavier McBride, because you've got to keep Ford in the grass, or else he can. He's we always talk about his breakaway speed, Mike, and everything like that, but he does a great job also of breaking tackles for somebody his size.
Keeps those legs moving, very strong, very tough, certainly lower body.
4 rushes for 22 yards so far.
This time gives the ball off, and again, that's Moore stumbling forward. Pick up about 3 there, and Moore did well to create positive yards. He started losing his balance, started to get tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, and was able to lean and fall forward for a nice gain.
Moore rushed for 1,053 yards and 12 touchdowns. Guys like Moore, as you mentioned before, they get a little overlooked with all these big play performers on this Toms River North team.
Moore missing some time with an injury as well, so he put up those numbers not even in a full season a year ago. 2nd down and 6, and trouble here off the snap. I thought I heard a whistle, and yes, there was a whistle. So we'll sort this out. North indicating maybe encroachment against Millville, but if it goes the other way, it could be a false start. We'll see. And it does go against Millville. So they'll mark off 5 yards here, and that should be 2nd and short. Bring up 2nd and a short 2. Handoff here, it's Moore trying the right side, splits a pair of defenders. Some tough running at the end of that play from Moore as he has enough for the first down.
And again, Moore really showing his toughness. He had Cayenne Conyers, the outstanding safety for Millville. He dragged him for a couple of yards there.
Tough to bring Moore down on first contact. Usually you need a couple players, a couple hats to the ball. Same with Ford, obviously.
You notice, Mike, they're running mainly to the right side, and as we mentioned with Matthews out there, for good reason.
Future Nittany Lion paving the way. This time Millville has things covered in the backfield. A flag does come in right at the end of the play.
Boy, 58, Darian Blankowicz really read that play that time. Shot the gap, made the tackle.
And just when Toms River North was trying to build some momentum on this drive,
well, people always say first game of the season, trying to get in sync may take some time.
So first and long here. Ford, another designed run. He finds the seam and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So a gain of 10 on that play. And sort of gets back ahead of the chains, if you will, at least almost, for Toms River North.
That formation, it almost looked like they were going to run. They were heavy to the left side, but Ford still took it to the right, as you mentioned, Mike. 10 yards. Unofficially, 32 yards on 5 carries for the Toms River North quarterback.
2nd and 10 now. Ford, again, another designed run. He'll try the left side, just splitting through the line that time. Not as big a run, but it'll bring up a manageable 3rd down. Should set up 3rd and 5 as the Mariners are just shy of midfield, right on their own 47-yard line.
Fullback Hayden Masinski, really number 33, with an outstanding block that time.
North to the line, ready to go. Ford calls for it, hands off to Moore. Moore trying to bounce it, looking for a hole. Still looking, and Millville standing him up. Maybe a gain of about a half a yard, but it'll bring up 4th down and decision time here early for Toms River North. Looks like that decision has been made as Dave Ozerowitz sends his punt unit on. Battle of field position early on here today, Mark.
Yeah, it's about a 4th and 3. Although you can never discount a fake.
Certainly not. Millville has to stay ready here. But the punt unit is on the field for North. Mariners do punt. This one heading toward the end zone, and it bounces in for a touchback. So this Millville drive will begin at the 20. 2:19 to go here in this first quarter.
By the way, that was an outstanding catch on a tough snap that time by the punter, Yanni Papadopoulos. I'm sure I butchered that.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network, ready when you are.
And now, back to the game.
Zamat can get it done with his legs. Again, you look back at some of those playoff games down the stretch and some of those key drives late in those games. It was Zamat doing it with his legs. You know, he got some help on the outside. There were some big throws, but there were some big first down runs as well. And holding on that punt against Millville. So that'll back the Thunderbolts up even more. This drive will begin at the 10-yard line. So obviously the worst field position of the day to begin for Millville. Sharp in the backfield here with Brooks. Check that with Zamat, obviously. Sharp gets the ball and the handoff, and a flag comes in.
Wow, that was an outstanding play that time. We had talked about Pruitt being a D-back. He's listed at that, but he's playing more up on the line. It looked like a rush in that time, and he just played off a block that time.
Another hold against Millville. This one's been a flag fest so far. And that'll back the Bolts up even further. So Millville going the wrong way here on this third drive of the game. And we'll replay first down. Again, Sharp in the backfield with Zamat. 3 receivers to his left. Brooks to his right. Zamat looking left. Short pass, has a man. That's Hale. Hale trying to shed a tackler out near the first down marker. He'll be a couple of yards short. And another big catch from Hale. Obviously, this one to try to get the Bolts back on track here on this drive.
Well, what a play like that's going to do is maybe set up a longer play, because Toms River North has been coming up on those short passes.
2nd and 2 here. Zermatt stays in the gun. Again, looking up top. Sidesteps some pressure, has Hale again, makes the catch along the sideline, and that's good for a Millville first down. So Hale, again, a guy who didn't put up monster numbers a year ago. Brooks getting most of the attention, deservedly so, but Hale, that's a D1 receiver on the field as well, and he can make some plays.
And Zermatt doing a great job, as you called it, Mike, sidestepping the pressure, just giving himself enough time.
This one a draw up the middle that time, and a good chunk on first down from Sharp. Sharp gets about 5 on that play, maybe 6.
I think we're going to see a lot of Sharp. I mean, Sharp, as we mentioned, had just a tremendous year last year. 1,252 yards rushing, 14 touchdowns, and he's got a little more burst, I think, than the other two Millville backs.
Sharp, the game-winning touchdown in those comeback wins against Hamilton and Mainland. This one overthrown and sails out of bounds. Intended that time for Kashawn Jones, and a little bit too high. That'll bring up 3rd down.
One thing when Zermatt's been missing, he's been missing high a little bit. We talked about, though, he may not run for a lot of yards, but he does a great job buying himself time. He is very, very mobile in that pocket.
2nd year as a starter for Zermatt. Had a tremendous offseason, and talking to head coach Humberto Ayala. This time he hooks up with Brooks right at the 40. Brooks has enough for the first down, trying to fight for more. Still on his feet. And Brooks made it a point not to go down there, even after some shoving after the whistle. It'll be another first down for Millville.
Well, that was a great matchup. Brooks and Tariq Council, and Brooks really sold that move. He had Council backing up that time, and then made the cut. That's an outstanding pattern that he ran.
And that should bring us to the end of the first quarter. Wawa Hoagies are made for you with delicious ingredients on a freshly baked roll. Try a toasted cheesesteak, a mouth-watering meatball, or a classic Italian hoagie. Whatever hoagie you prefer, Wawa Hoagies are made just for you.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money.
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
Before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a nonprofit and federally insured. Solid as a Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, President of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
Are you just part of the crowd?
Do you feel isolated and alone?
Do you wish someone would see your gifts?
Would you like to be seen as an individual?
A person of value.
Full of life and purpose. Part of a family that cares?
Second quarter, Mike Frankel, Mark Narducci with you. Hale makes the catch, heading toward the boundary. And some positive yards on first down there as we are scoreless here between Millville and Toms River North at the Battle at the Beach, and it's pretty evenly matched teams, 2 defending state champs here, Mark.
That's a great job by Hale, by the way. He originally was going to try to take that back in the middle, saw that there was not room, and then took it to the outside.
So 2nd down and 6 here for Millville. Again, the Bolts moving right to left this quarter on your screen, dressed in white. Zermatt looking out, and that ball is knocked down, batted down that time. Tremendous play by Pruitt, as that was ticketed for Brooks in space, and that's a dangerous proposition.
I love what these defensive coaches are doing with Pruitt. They're moving him all around. He's just got so much defensive ability. 6'1", 195. He's been getting several FCS looks. I think he might even be above that, and we'll see if the FBS schools come after him.
One of the top playmakers for this Toms River North team on both sides of the ball.
Watch Sharp out of the backfield, too. Very dangerous as a receiver.
He gets it on the carry. Flag comes in, fighting for more yards. He's short of the first down as he tumbles down right at the 47. But again, that flag came in. So we await the call here, and again, another hold on Millville. I think by my count, the third on this drive alone, Mark. And we'll see if now it will be accepted. So third down, it'll be 3rd and long now as North elects to back Millville up. It was kind of in an area of the field where if North declined, Millville might be compelled to go for it, but obviously here, 3rd and long now.
Actually, the second in that drive, Mike, of course, the first really came on the punt.
Right. 2 plus the holding on the special teams play. So 3rd and long here. Zamat in the gun, obviously going to the air. Has plenty of time. And threw that behind Brooks. Brooks made a nice casual catch. He'll be short of first down yardage as the momentum took him out of bounds, but just shows you the athletic ability as Brooks nonchalantly catches it with one hand on his hip.
I think on that play, they wanted to go to Hale deep. An outstanding job by number 0, Nasir Jackson, the 5'10", 150 junior. He was with him step by step. That's a great job by him.
Another punting situation here for Millville. Zamat, also the punter. Ball is at the Millville 44. Second punt of the day for Zamat. And this one goes off the side of his foot, takes a bounce at the 40. Not a great kick there, and North will take over. Now some pushing after the play. Got to be careful here. Ford, one of the players caught up in that, and cooler heads prevail. Some teammates usher him toward the sideline. No flags, and it'll be another possession here for Toms River North.
I think the 2 reasons why we have a scoreless game at this point, Millville has done a good job kind of bottling up Ford. You can't totally do it on the run. And the Millville receivers have just not had a lot of room to get open today. Outstanding job by the secondary of Toms River North.
2 very evenly matched teams thus far. We'll see if North can be the first to put some points on that board. Motion in the backfield. Ford fakes the handoff right up the gut. He's got first down yardage and more. Michael Ford across midfield, falls all the way down close to the Millville 45. And he got a big push up front and took advantage of it. So Ford quickly has Toms River North into Millville territory. And speaking of quickly, North staying no huddle here. Hands this one off. Moore tries the left side, cuts it back, still on his feet. Taking 2, 3, 4 Millville players to bring him down. Finally brought down to the 40.
By the way, on that other long run by Ford, number 75, Hathim Haranyi, 6'5", 265, absolutely plowed out the Millville defensive line.
So North with some momentum early on this drive. 2nd down and short. Mariners already to the Millville 40. Ford on the run, left side, through the hole, has some room down the sideline and pushed out of bounds right inside the 20. Another explosive play from Micah Ford, and those sticks keep moving on the far side of the field.
Remember, they were going almost exclusively right. Now they've been going on that left side, having a lot of success.
Those boys up front for North having their way on this drive, and Ford flying through the holes. Ford again to the left, fighting through some contact, still positive yards, Mark. Even on a play where it really seems like it's going nowhere, that's a 4 or 5 yard gain for Micah Ford.
You know, he's 6'1" and 200, Mike, and he has gained a lot of yards after that initial first hit.
Let's go, Joey!
So the ball now inside the 20 of Millville. Mark it at the 17. Personnel change for North as some players head to the sideline.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for North to abandon what it's doing right now here. Really running the ball well.
Ford keeps it and pulled down right after a short gain that time. It looked to be number 9, Jaden Jones, who was in on that tackle.
It was Jones. He shot the gap that time. An outstanding play by number 9, 6'2", 215. Just a sophomore on this veteran Millville team.
So third down now. Ball to 15. Third and a long 4.
I could see a sweep along the right side here. No?
Ford hands it off. Here's Moore, met in the backfield, trying to move forward. Millville flying to the football, and that will bring up fourth down. A number of players in on that one, including Xavier McBride, who was really first on the scene to greet Moore in the backfield.
McBride, 6 foot, 210. There you see him right there, making that initial hit and then coming back and helping to clean things up.
So a key spot here with just under 8 minutes to go in this second quarter. Fourth down and 5 for North. And we'll have a timeout here. Timeout called by Tom's River North.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
And now, back to the game.
Unofficially, 11 carries for Ford, 82 yards. I say unofficially because I'm keeping the stats.
So a big spot here for both teams. Ford in the gun, Moore behind him. Ford rolling to his right, looking downfield, floats a pass to the end zone, and that ball is broken up. Brooks in coverage. Conyers made a play on the ball. It'll be a turnover on downs. Those guys frustrated they didn't come up with the pick, but probably a better play to knock it down at that point anyway.
Conyers was right there. He does an outstanding job, number 16, from his safety position, reading that and closing on the play.
So the Millville defense holds. Each team has, on one of its drives, moved the ball deep into the opposition territory. And the defenses have held both times. And now Millville will take back over. We are still scoreless here with 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. So Zamat goes back to work. Sharp to his right. Nice crowd on hand here at Carey Stadium for this one. Hot, humid afternoon here in Ocean City. And a whistle before the play here. Looks to be a false start, and it is against Millville. Defensive work and penalties, the 2 big storylines so far in this one.
Yeah, no question about it. And Millville certainly not sharp here in the first half.
So
offensively.
Yeah, so 1st and 15 for the Bolts. Same formation. Hand off to Sharp. Sharp through the hole. Bounces it to the outside. Stays on his feet. He's up to about the 20. And a nice gain there on that first down play.
It's interesting. Number 44, Blaze Boland, turned that play in and looked like there were some defenders there, but Sharp got by them to make the nice run.
Sharp is shifty, as we've talked about. They list him at 5'6", 155. Kind of a Darren Sproles type player out of the backfield. Swiss Army knife, but a tough runner and tough to bring down in the open field. Gets the carry again here. Not as much room this time, and there is number 44. Boland in on that tackle. You mentioned his name, last play, and that time he finishes the job and makes the tackle.
He just showed his quickness that time. He just shot the gap and got in there. 6'2", 200 junior, really showed some outstanding speed.
So 3rd and 7 here for Millville.
I think we'll see Zamont roll out.
Fakes the quick pass. Now looking back to his left. He is rolling against the grain. Now he's going to try to run for it. And we'll see where they mark him out. He had to get to about the 27. And let's see. Some bodies in the way here.
Mike, he had Brooks wide open at midfield. I mean, I know it's tough when you have all those people in your face, but Brooks was calling for that ball, and there was nobody around him.
So 4th down, he's short by about 2.5 yards. And the punting unit comes on for Millville. You're right, Mark. My only thought is at that point, he's rolling to his left. A little bit tougher to sort of get the hips turned around and launch it downfield.
Oh, yeah, not easy to do, but I'm telling you, there was nobody near Brooks.
And we've seen Zamont pick up that first down on those scrambles. Not that time, though. The North defense holding strong. And Tariq Council ready to receive this punt. He's at his own 45. Low snap, and we got trouble here. Millville on the move, trying to pick it up. It's going to be close. That wasn't Zamont that time. That was Jaden Jones, a low snap, almost taken down. He gets close to the sticks. We'll see.
Toms River North doesn't think he made it.
And he will be short. As we take a look at the replay here, Jones doing his best to get to those sticks. Took a shot right at the end, and I think that was the difference because it'll be 1st down North. So outstanding field position here for the Mariners. They'll take over at the Millville 26. So first really major miscue of the game right there. And speaking of miscues, we have false start here against Toms River North. It'll back up the Mariners 5.
False starts are what have hurt Millville so much offensively now. Toms River North moving back.
A lot to sort of analyze on that previous play, Mark. I mean, we had seen Zamont as the punter. All of a sudden, it's Jones there. And so at that point, you're not sure. You don't really think that's a design play. The snap was low, so then he's sort of running for his life at that point.
Yeah, I doubt very much that was a design play.
Here's Ford clapping for it, gets it through the left side. Again, positive yardage up past the original line of scrimmage. And again, 5, 6, 7 yards on that run from Micah Ford.
How about Josh Moore, 24, in the lead block that time? These guys aren't just shifty running backs with a lot of great speed. They do the blocking as well.
Approaching the midway point of this second quarter. Still no score between North and Millville. Ford keeps it himself. Again, spinning, finding some open room to run, and Micah Ford gets in for 6. So Micah Ford with the first touchdown of the game, spinning through some contact And Millville can't bring him down. North put some points on that new scoreboard first as the Mariners take a 6-0 lead. Watch him spin, Mark. And then at that point, tough to bring down. Had a chance maybe from Hale, but just didn't have enough field left.
Well, I think what mixed up Millville was the fact that they weren't sure he was going to hand that off to Jackson or not. There was a long time between that, and it almost looked like he was going to hand it off to him, and then Ford takes it.
Papa Nicholas on to try the point after, and the kick is up. And good. So 7-0 Mariners at Wawa. They have you covered with delivery.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student-athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here, and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
At the beach, where Toms River North has just taken a 7-0 lead over Millville, thanks to another big run from Micah Ford, Stanford-bound senior. And now Millville will look to answer. Looks like Sharp will field this right inside the 10. Looking for some room, wiggles forward, finds some room. Sharp on the move, and a nice return there, Mark. He's up right past the 30.
That was a nice return, Mike, because they had him pinned there on that side, and he still was able to get away. By the way, unofficially Ford.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money.
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
Before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
Gains after the first hit. We know his elusiveness. We know how fast he is and everything like that, but I think everyone here is seeing the kid's toughness here today.
Well, he runs between the tackles quite a bit, and obviously when you run between the tackles, you're going to have to fight off some contact. Look, we've seen him break runs, along the outside, off tackle, but when he's running up the gut, he's going to have to stay on his feet. That time he was able to do so, and he got all the way in for the touchdown. First down here for Millville. Two receivers to his right and to his left for Zamat. Looks left first, now looking over the middle. Back left, plenty of time. Good job by the O-line, but now he's scrambling and tripped up there and taken down. Losing his helmet on that play was Boland. So we'll have to go off for a play, but I think that's okay with him. It'll be a short gain on the play, but Boland preventing that one from going even further.
Again, great elusiveness here by Zamat, and had Boland not tackled him there, he could have had a lot more room.
So you've seen Zamat improvising a bit there, but again, the story is the receivers covered downfield. This time, three receivers to his left, one to his right. Second down and 7. Zamat spins the ball in his hands, pressure off of the edge, and there's a sack coming around the edge that time. Number 10, Eddie Slosky, and he hauls down Zamat for a big sack.
Slosky is 6'1", 200-pound junior, and as you saw in this replay, Zamat just never saw him on that blind side.
Called the blind side for a reason there. Couldn't feel it until it was too late. And that'll be third down and long. It's to be about third down and 12. And Millville needs a play here to keep this going, or else they risk North getting the ball back with plenty of time here in this half. In fact, there's still over 4 minutes to go on the clock until halftime. And first we'll have a timeout called by Toms River North. Big third down coming up. Mariners on top, 7-0.
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a nonprofit and federally insured. Solid as a Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, President of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Samad has 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left, a man in the backfield alongside him. Now motion. Brooks on the move. They fake short to him. They're going up top looking for Hale, and that ball is thrown right to a North defender. And really, Mark, that ball was on Luke Ozerowitz before he even knew it. It was an easy pick, but he never looked for it. It goes off his face mask and falls incomplete.
Well, what Millville did that time, they put Brooks in motion. They wanted to hit him in motion, but again, the guy who we keep calling, Jeremiah Pruitt, sniffed it out, and Brooks was covered like a blanket that time. So Zamat's done a good job looking at secondary receivers and doing that, but the coverage has really been tight.
Another bobble on the punt attempt. Millville does get it off, and then bobbling it on the return attempt, but now moving with some speed here is Council. And a flag down, a lot to digest on this play here as finally that play ends in the 20-yard line. Probably will bounce it back even further with the flag. But you're right. I mean, that was a situation, too, where it could have been disastrous for Millville if that ball is picked going the other way. So the Bolts dodged a little bit of a bullet there.
Well, how about Jones again on the punt? That was a difficult snap to get, and he got off a booming punt that time.
Some of these things that generally happen week 0 early in the season. I mean, some of the things that are maybe overlooked, but the special teams, the snapping, things like that. Obviously, the penalties, that's been a big storyline today. But you're right. Certainly did well to get that punt off. And after the penalty, which was a block in the back, ball will be spotted at the 10-yard line. So a long field ahead here for North. Mariners do have some time. 3:49 to go in the quarter. But the Mariners will have to move with some pace here. Again, up 7-0. It'll be interesting to see what the strategy is here. You'd think a heavy dose of Ford, at least to start this drive. Ford on the keeper. Off left tackle this time, gets to his near sideline, and another big first down run there for Ford. And Matthews helped up behind the play there.
To show how fast he is, Millville's Jamal Wallace, I thought had a good angle. Watch 3, and look, he just ran by him there on the replay. Does it very effortlessly.
Ford simply has a different gear, and there's a few players out there on this field today that have that extra gear. But Ford able to turn on those jets. And again, there was another flag on the play. I didn't see it come in, but holding against Toms River North. And the flag fest continues here. That will negate a big run from Ford. And it'll set up 1st and 12. So here we go again. Man in motion, right to left. Handoff this time. It's Moore. Wiggling, spinning forward. Picks up about 3. Check that, give him 5. I was looking at the sticks instead of the box. So give him 5 yards on that play. And sets up second and manageable here for Toms River North.
Moore's another one that has continued to break tackles after the first bit of contact at 5'10", 180. Really, you love the combination of toughness and speed in this backfield for Toms River North.
Ford on the keeper, right up the gut this time, and he has first down yardage on that play. Pickup of about 7 on the play.
I'll tell you what, if Kashawn Jones, number 7, doesn't hold on to him like that, Ford may have been able to break that. Jones holding on for dear life, making that tackle.
So we're under 3 minutes to go in the half. North still with plenty of real estate ahead of them on this drive. Ford on the keeper, patience there, and then puts a foot in the ground and lunges forward for a few yards. It's another element too, Mark. I mean, look, you have to wait for the hole. Generally, the holes are there for him. On that time, it wasn't, but he showed the patience to wait for it and then turned it into a positive play. North taking its time a little bit more now, so see if the strategy has changed a little bit. Obviously, if you're the Mariners, you'd love points here, but
yeah.
Second best would be to just keep this football and go into halftime up by 7.
Empty backfield. We've seen this look on this series.
Ford with the keeper. And nicely done there by the Millville guys up front. And the backers behind them.
Corners number 8. Again, you just have to hold on to Ford to make sure your teammates can come and help you out because he can break so many tackles.
So again, another interesting spot here, 3rd and short. You'd wonder if maybe Millville wants to use a timeout to preserve some time. Obviously, they want to get a stop as well. Clock continues to move here. Under 1.5 minutes to go in this first half. Mariners clearly in no rush at this point. Happy to let that clock tick down.
I could see just Ford running to the right side. That's at least how this formation is set up. They're probably going to call a timeout here, run the clock down.
And they do. So a timeout here with 1:05 to go here in this.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student-athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
State championship. 3rd down here for Toms River North. Ford will hand it off to Moore. Moore's got room. Here goes Moore down the far sideline. Millville giving chase, and they finally catch him inside the 15-yard line. Josh Moore with a huge run, and all of a sudden the Mariners are in business.
How about Kion Connors? 16, there you see him. Moore had a step on him, and Connors at the end able to save a touchdown there.
So Conyers with the hustle on the back end of that play, but Moore breaks off a big one. Obviously Millville not expecting that. We were expecting Ford to maybe keep it, and they go misdirection with Moore and pick up a huge chunk play. So 30 seconds to go. Time a factor here. Ford looking up top. Now rolling, scrambling, lofting to the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. He's got his man, Jeremiah Pruitt. As the Millville secondary lost him. Ford extending the play. Connects with Pruitt. And a different ball game now as North seemingly heading into halftime up by 2 scores.
Yeah, that was all. There you see it. That was all Ford as far as the scrambling. They thought he was going to take off for the run, and Pruitt, who had 2 receiving touchdowns last year, gets his first. We've been talking about Pruitt on the defensive end today, how versatile he's been.
Papa Nicholas on for the point after. High snap, placed down nicely that time by Mordecai Ford, and the kick is up and good. Tonight's game, again, brought to you by
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Brixton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a non-profit and federally insured. Solid as a Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, President of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
And now, back to the game.
Saved the touchdown for the moment, but eventually Ford found his man in the end zone. Big return, trying at least here for Millville. And again, that was number 6, Naeem Sharp. And just not a lot of time right now for the Bolts to work with.
Second straight time that they tried to pin him in that corner. Last time, Sharp went up the right side. This time he tried to take it up the middle. And it was a nice return for him.
So we'll see what Millville wants to do here. Certainly don't want to turn this ball over. Don't have a lot of time at all to work with. They stay in the gun here.
Well, knowing Millville, they're not going to concede anything here. I think they're going to be throwing the ball.
Certainly looks that way. Sabat, there's 4 receivers. Again, 2 to each side. We've seen this formation quite a bit in this first half. And he's looking up top. Sabat, plenty of time. Rolling to his right, lofts a pass down the field, and that'll be onto the track at Cary Stadium. So it'll be about 16 seconds left, bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, what Toms River North did defensively, they've been lining Pruitt almost number 4 as a rush in. This time they dropped him back in coverage, made another defender, and just nobody open.
2nd down and long. Millville looking for something here, at the very least some momentum heading into halftime.
This is a kind of play where a draw play might work or something, but we'll see how they go.
Zamat, quick pass. Hale catches it, makes a man miss, and then he's tackled just shy of the 40-yard line to bring up 3rd down. Clock continues to run. Millville not using a timeout here.
Blasowitz, 58, had the block on Pruitt, and then he put his hands up as if, hey, I'm not clipping on that play.
And that is how the half comes to an end. So it was all defense early, and then Toms River North with some O in that 2nd quarter. So we are at halftime. Toms River North on top of Millville, 14-0. We'll step aside, get you set for the start of the 2nd half in just a bit here in Ocean City.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick. Oh, spicy Italian. Ooh, smoothie. Have you guys been over here on this computer? Get some.
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a non-profit and federally insured. Solid as a Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, President of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student-athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
Well, the battle at the beach going on between Toms River North and Millville in the third game of today's quadruple header. They have 4 games each day, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And Toms River North getting things together in that second quarter, scoring twice, and they have that 14-0 lead as a result.
Yeah, and I think we kind of expected it to be defense to play a really big part in this game, and it certainly kind of did in the first quarter. Both Millville and Toms River had some good defensive play. Millville, a lot of penalties on their side to start. They did kind of seem to clean that up a little bit towards the end of that second quarter, but defense was going to play a big part, and I'm a little bit surprised it took as long as it did to get some offense on the board between these two teams. Yeah, the Millville has not helped itself. A lot of penalties, a lot of laundry on the turf against the Thunderbolts. Toms River North, a couple of penalties, but none that really adversely affected them. The Millville offense just not really in gear right now. They've gone to the pass game pretty much exclusively. I can't remember about 5 or 6 runs total. And the coverage by the Toms River North defenders, they've been saying it on the broadcast, is not allowing Zamat to find anybody. Yeah, Zamat had a pretty good throw early on in that first quarter. I don't know if it was Millville's first or second drive. He was able to find someone pretty deep. You probably have it written down there. I don't quite remember who the pass was to, but I know he did a pretty good throw early on. But, yeah, they've really been able to bottle up what he's been able to do. He's kind of had to escape the pocket quite a bit and use his legs probably a bit more than maybe they want him to, because it looks like they are trying to focus a bit more on the throwing game or passing game more than the running game, as we really aren't seeing that running game a lot from Millville, and maybe that has to do with that Toms River front line on defense, kind of stifling them in those running opportunities. But that's going to be maybe kind of a big thing I think Millville has to talk about, during this halftime, is finding a way to get that running game going, that maybe if they're able to get some lanes there to open things a bit more for Zamat later on in the game. Want to mention that we have this game on Quinn Broadcasting Facebook Live, Quinn Broadcasting YouTube Live, and, of course, our Instagram. So feel free to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to Quinn Broadcasting on YouTube, and feel free to comment and like anything that you want here. We'll try our best to get some of those comments out there. The screen is not exactly the biggest thing. I'm going to try to make some of the comments known here. Let's see. I got the lights in my eyes, too. I got you over here.
Go ahead.
And kind of what we just alluded to, Shirley Michael Jones commenting, got to stop that QB. Assuming we're talking about Micah Ford here. We talked about him at length at the beginning of the game, of kind of the lengths they're going to have to go to stop him. And as well, Gregory Mitchell saying, the Toms River North quarterback's a beast. And that's obviously a well-known point to see on what he's able to do. And you kind of going through some comments. This was a little bit earlier, I believe, kind of in that second quarter, one of Millville's last couple drives. Marquise Blanco mentioning they got a score on this drive. Is Millville, kind of had some opportunities to get something going, but weren't able to do so, and that really allowed Toms River to kind of, I don't want to say hang in there necessarily,
because, I mean, they're obviously a good football team as well, but keeping that score at 0-0 as long as they did kind of maybe allowed Toms River to then get in there and get those couple scores, because things really opened up for them towards the end of that second quarter and kind of those back-to-back scores. But stopping that quarterback, stopping Micah Ford really has to be kind of the number one thing on Millville's mind right now on that defense, is finding a way to limit him, especially on the ground, because he's really kind of broken off a couple good runs.
Yeah, the late second quarter possession that Millville had, you're talking about the passing game going pretty well. Zamat hit Hale back-to-back on a couple plays, one for 13 yards and one for 9 yards and a first down. Naeem Sharp had a good 7-yard run right after that. Pass to Brooks for a first down of 7 yards. They had some momentum going late in that first quarter into the second quarter, but then Zamat had a pass knocked down by a man who's going to be a big player for Toms River North this year. We mentioned an all-purpose guy, Jeremiah Pruitt. He got the pass knocked down, a 3-yard run by Naeem Sharp, but that was negated by a penalty, a 10-yard holding penalty. So every time Millville had something going, that yellow flag came out and just kind of thwarted everything. Right after that, a 10-yard pass to Brooks, but it was fourth down, and Millville, again, had to punt the football away. So the offense a little bit stymied right now, and hopefully they'll get something together, get it all together at halftime here. Trying to go through some of these comments here. There's a lot of people watching. I don't see too many comments, though. But we're so glad that you are watching. Millville, of course, has the second half to work with. And just going over some of the scoring plays. Do you want to take a break and we'll do the scoring plays? That way we'll kind of break the momentum up and give you those two scoring drives for Toms River North. We'll be back in just a moment.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money.
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
Before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a nonprofit and federally insured. Solid as a Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, President of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
We're all looking for God. All the signs point to, there is really a God. We try to find Him in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places, and through all kinds of things. But there's only one way to find Him. That's by personal experience with Him. Come visit us this Sunday. We can introduce you to Him. New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
Welcome back to Millville versus Toms River North in the battle at the beach. At halftime, it's 14-0 Toms River North. One of the things that Coach Ayala talked to me about during the week was that they had to do certain things, especially not make mistakes in the special teams. Two bad snaps on punts really helped Toms River North get some momentum, especially late in that midway through the second quarter when a bad snap led to a bad punt. Toms River North had great field position at Millville's 26-yard line and just took two plays for Micah Ford to do what Micah Ford does, a 7-yard run and then a 23-yard run following a 5-yard penalty. He looked like the kind of player that people have talked about. Those two plays, a 23-yard touchdown run where he sprinted to the left side and broke free.
Yeah, and it's exactly what you said, Coach Ayala said, is mistakes are going to come back to bite you, especially against this kind of high-caliber team like this. And that's got to be something else that, the team's talking about right now is you got to kind of calm down on those penalties. It is a lot of holding calls, especially. I think I've seen that's kind of been the most on trying to stop that offense is committing a lot of holds, and that obviously puts kind of a lot more pressure on your defense. You're out on the field longer. You're extending their drives, so that's going to be kind of one of the key things for this Millville defense to look at. And then on the flip side, again, with this offense, is it's going to be a little bit tougher right now on a 14-0 deficit, and Toms River's going to get the ball to start the second half. So the defense, you had a little bit of breather now, a lot of time to talk things over. It's going to be important here to get a quick stop. Try and get that 3-and-out. I don't know that we've really seen many 3-and-outs. I think in the beginning a little bit, looked like both teams took a little bit to get going towards the beginning of this game, but that's going to be something important as well, is find a way to get that quick stop on defense, get that offense back on the field, rejuvenated, maybe with some new ideas going on. And if you can get those lanes open, especially the running game, Millville has to find a way to get that running game going. And I think that's going to end up opening a lot more things for Zermatt and able to find some maybe lanes to throw. And he's shown he's not afraid to throw deep. We've seen a couple, and we've seen him connect on a couple others getting knocked down. But if he's able to open up those passing lanes as well, Millville's got a really good shot.
All right, so the 23-yard run for the touchdown came with 5:51 left in the second quarter. The kick was good. It was 7-0. And then Millville did what you don't want to do. They went 3-and-out real quick. Zermatt was sacked for a 6-yard loss during that, and then an incomplete pass deep down the field. Even though the punt was great, some of the special teams was good. A couple of good kick returns by Naeem Sharp. They had Toms River North back at the 10-yard line after a punt and a penalty with 3:49 left in the second quarter. But a couple of key plays. So Ford turned it up for a 10-yard run, a 7-yard run, 4-yard run, and then Josh Moore really delivered the key play of that series, a 58-yard run that helped set up what turned out to be a touchdown with a pass into the end zone with just 24 seconds left. That's a killer when you give up a touchdown in the last minute of a half.
Yeah, and especially when you had Toms River deep in their own zone.
Yeah,
I mean,
10-yard line.
They had a couple good plays to try and get out, and then they committed some penalties as well to knock them back. And you had them back in almost in their own end zone to that point with a couple of penalties that they took. But allowing them to go pretty much completely down the field has to be a huge killer for Millville, especially at the end of the half, kind of giving that up at that point. And, I mean, that touchdown catch, too, that was placed almost as perfectly, I think, as he could put it.
And Pruitt was pretty well open on that 14-yard touchdown. So there you have both extra point kicks were good. Toms River North leads 14-0 at the half. They'll get the second half kickoff. We're going to go back to Cary Stadium for the second half of this battle at the beach between Millville and Toms River North.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
For 80 with that big 55-yard run, the big one. Millville has had trouble rushing the ball. The Thunderbolts have only rushed for 26 yards in the first half. Jacob Zermatt, 9 for 17 for 82 yards. Hale with 6 catches, 72 yards. They've done a great job on Brooks. 2 catches for 5 yards.
Millville, of course, receiving the first half kickoff, too, so the Bolts will have to be on defense to start this second half. Everything going in the Mariners' favor, starting from that second quarter, started that second quarter on, and now obviously receiving this second half kickoff. This ball is fielded just shy of the 20, or actually it's bouncing around still. North has to be careful now, making a move up the sideline into the middle, turning something from nothing there. That's number 0, Mark. That's Nasir Jackson. He had all kinds of trouble just fielding that, and all of a sudden he sprung a relatively nice return.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Jaden Jones, number 9 for Millville, turned that in the middle, turned it to some of his tacklers to make the tackles. That was a decent job by Jones and an outstanding job by Jackson, who has had a tremendous game defensively here today.
This live coverage of the Battle at the Beach 2023, presented by PrimeEvents.net in association with Crossover Productions and Cape Atlantic League Live. And we will have, guess what? a penalty on that return. It was a flag fest, we keep saying, in that first half. And the flags continue here to begin this second half. So that nice return, at least part of it negated, and it'll be a relatively normal starting position just outside the 20 for Toms River North. Again, 14-0. Micah Ford doing a lot of the heavy lifting on offense along with Josh Moore. Of course, Pruitt as well. Ford, hands off. This is Pruitt. Trying to find some room along that right side. There's really not much there. Gain of maybe 1 on the play.
I believe that's the first time we saw Pruitt lined up in the backfield here.
I think you're right. Threw me for a little bit of a loop, obviously playing on the outside, but going to Pruitt early on in this third quarter. 6'1" senior, listed as a wide receiver, but moving him around a bit there.
Well, they've moved them all around on defense. I guess they figured why not do it on offense as well.
Give him 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. Ford right through the middle. Another tough run right up the gut, close to the stick. We have an air horn sounding.
By the way, number 22, Anthony Rodriguez, did a great job pushing on the outside, giving Ford some room up the middle that time.
So 3rd and 2. Key spot here for Millville as the Bolts try to get back in this game. They can get the Mariners off the field with a stop here. Easier said than done. Here's Ford off right tackle, spinning forward for a first down. And Micah Ford, we've talked about it over and over again in that first half, Mark. He's so tough to bring down on first contact. He really stays on his feet, and again, another example of that right there.
Yeah, no question about it. The toughness that Ford has shown, it's not like he's just shown it today. He's done it throughout his career.
So a fresh set of downs here for the Mariners. First down just shy of the 35. Handoff this time to Moore. Patient run. Picks up a couple yards and then driven back by the Bolts. Not before a gain of about 3 on the play. And what do you know, another flag?
You know, a Millville player, it was 58 for Millville. Blackowitz just hit Jalen Matthews on the helmet. I don't know if that's the call, but he did it right as the play ended. Just tapped him on the helmet, but we'll see what this call is.
Officials sorting it out. And personal foul going against the Mariners. So it wasn't, in fact, that. Maybe perhaps whatever led to that. And that's really an unforced error there from Toms River North. They had some momentum on this opening drive of the third quarter, and now all of a sudden backed up 15 yards. So now the Mariners will have to dig out of this hole. Be 2nd and long. North will have to get all the way to the 44-yard line for a first down. We'll have 2 plays to do it. Ford out of the gun once more. Ford hands off. This is Moore. Not much there, a couple of yards. It'll set up 3rd and, again, very long here for Toms River North.
By the way, the tight end, Shea Matthew, number 80, 6'5", 235 senior. He has just been knocking people off the ball here. He did it that time as well. It's been almost like a 6th offensive lineman there.
So 3rd down and call it about 20 here for Toms River North. 3 receivers to Ford's left in the gun. Looking up top, steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to try to run for it. He has a long way to go and just ridden out of bounds that time by McBride. I think once Ford pulled that down, pretty much knew he wasn't going to get to the sticks. Tried to create some positive yardage there. Good pressure up front.
Watch 79 there on the top of the screen. That's Matthews, the Penn State commit.
So Millville gets it stopped. Punting unit heads out onto the field here for Toms River North. And it'll be Sharp back to receive here for the Bolts. 14-0 was our score at halftime. Still our score early on here in this third quarter. Pair of defending state champions going head-to-head here in week 0 to begin the 2023 season. Papa Nicholas to punt. And this one goes sideways, takes a north bounce though. Very fortunate for the Mariners, Mark. That ball seemingly headed right out. Gets a positive bounce, bounces across the 40, and Millville's drive will begin at the 38-yard line.
Mike, that was about a 14-yard bounce that time, as you said.
I don't know how that ball, traveling the way it was, bounced that way, but that's football, I guess. North will certainly take it.
And by the way, anytime that you can get sharp not to return the ball, that's a positive as well.
You talked a little bit about Brooks coming out of halftime. Really a quiet first half. Certainly a quiet first half by his standards. And we'll see if Millville can get him on track to begin this third quarter. Zamat in the gun. They'll keep it on the ground this time, and that ball, that tackle made, I should say, in the backfield. Guess who? Jeremiah Pruitt coming in and making the splash play in the backfield.
Look how number 4 at the top of your screen on the left, right, or excuse me, on the right that time, just blew by everybody, made the tackle.
Pruitt wreaking havoc on both sides of the ball out there. 2nd down and 12. Zamat has 3 receivers to his right. Now he steps to the line. Back into the shotgun. He's got Hale by himself out to his left. He hands it off, and really not much there. Matthews, one of the players making the tackle there, along with number 54, Giovanni Anglin. But it'll bring up 3rd and long for Millville, 3rd and 11.
Matthews, 79, made that initial hit that time. Again, he's been recruited as an offensive lineman, but he creates plenty of havoc on defense. Obviously, the Penn State people very happy about him.
Future Nittany Lion. 3rd and 11 here. Just under 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. Millville with the ball, but down by 14. Zamat looks to his left. Fires that way, has a man, and Hale dropped it. So Zamat put that one on the money, and you don't see that too often. Hale, usually so sure-handed, but just had that one go right off the hands and onto the turf.
You know, I love how Hale runs patterns. He runs, he shows it as if he's going to go deep, and that time he had Jackson guarding him, and Jackson was way, way back. You won't see Hale drop many like that.
Made a big play in that first half, and obviously one there he'd like to have back. Frustratingly, comes over to the sideline.
Interesting that Zamat coming back to punt here.
It is interesting. You don't see many teams sort of rotate punters, and obviously with Zamat in there, you always have the chance of him going for it. This time he punts it away, though. Should get a Millville bounce, and does. And that ball is muffed, and back on top of it, though, is Council. That's dangerous territory there. I know coaching staff has a lot of confidence in Tariq Council, but once you don't feel that cleanly, look out.
Yeah, and Kion Connors, I mean, he just covers so much ground. We've talked about him playing safety. He was down near on the tackle that time, almost made the recovery.
So again, just like the first quarter, kind of a battle of field position to begin this third quarter. Both defenses coming up with stops, and now another opportunity here for Toms River North. Of course, the difference obviously now is that North can afford to play this field position game and milk the clock a bit with that 14-point lead. 7.5 to go here in the third. Ford stretching out that calf a little bit. Humid, hot down on the field today in Ocean City. Ford in the gun, rolling to his right, thinking about throwing it up, and had a receiver out there, Pruitt. It looked to me like he more or less threw that one away, though, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
It's interesting that we've seen recently a different formation where Moore's in the backfield, but also Anthony Rodriguez, 22, in there as well. As we mentioned, these Toms River North backs, they're not only great running the ball, they all block.
2nd and 10 for the Mariners. Bolts make a late substitution here. Offer back onto the field. Millville crowd trying to get behind the defense here.
Yeah. Now back to single setback, which they've been running a lot here today.
Moore behind Ford. Ford hands it off to Moore. Moore, and again a tackle made right near the line of scrimmage. It'll be a short gain, but a key stop there for Millville to bring up 3rd and long.
Joseph Zamat, number 4. Watch him on the outside of your screen there. Did a great job playing off the block and getting in there. That's an outstanding play.
Hatham Horanyi, it's a big body to move, and you're right. Joseph Zamat able to shed it and make the tackle. So 3rd and 7 here for the Mariners. Another chance for Millville to try and come up with a stop here. Ford throws short, and that one really had no chance there. Maybe on a different page as Moore ran that route, I think maybe further than Ford had thought. You don't see him underthrow balls like that too often.
I think he expected Moore to come in the middle of the field. Moore went outside, incomplete pass. Good job by the Millville defense.
So another punt here.
Mike, that might be the first series we've seen today that Moore didn't carry the ball. That's always a plus if you're Millville.
We talked about alternating punters for Millville. Now we're seeing it for North here, as this will be Pruitt back in punting position. How often do you see 4 different kids punt a football in a single game? Fielded, bobbled, ball is loose and then covered up. Johnny on the spot that time was Jamil Harris for Millville, as Naeem Sharp had a hard time with that one. And again, the Bolts fortunate to get back on top of that football.
He didn't catch that into his chest. He tried to catch it with his hands outstretched, and
the senior,
good hustle by Toms River North.
Senior Harris with a heads-up play there to get back on that football. So just under halfway through this 3rd quarter. 6:31 to go to be exact. And Millville has to get something going on offense here. Obviously, shut out to this point. It's been a heck of an effort from this North defensive unit. And we'll see what the Bolts can come up with. Jacob Zamat takes the shotgun snap, looking to his left, trying to go right back to Brooks this time, makes the catch at the 40, and then tackled immediately. So you do get Brooks involved there, Mark, but North all over it, no yards after the catch.
Well, what they did was they put Brooks in the slot this time, tried to give him a little bit more room, and he made about a 5-yard reception.
2nd and 5 here for Millville. Bolts trying to gain some rhythm here on this drive. Hand off this time. They keep it on the ground, and that play will gain maybe a half a yard. Really not much cooking up the middle that time as the bodies come off the pile. That was Jamal Wallace Jr. on the carry. 5'10", 220, kind of like a sledgehammer in there, but the Mariners were able to hold strong up front.
Blaze Bolin, 44, has continued to make big plays. He made it again that time for TR North.
So another key 3rd down. We saw a drop in this scenario last drive for Millville.
A lot of times they'll blitz Pruitt here. Let's see what he does.
Zamat gets it away, this time making the catch and then bouncing it to the outside is the Syracuse-bound Teron Hale. So Hale atones for his mistake earlier. He makes a key catch on 3rd down, and those sticks are moving for Millville.
And he broke that tackle, and you are not going to see Council miss many tackles. That's great elusiveness that time by Hale.
So that's the senior stepping up in a big spot there. Millville's across midfield. And now we have a timeout called by Toms River North. So we'll step aside just for a second. Millville on the move, but down 14-0.
We're all looking for God. All the signs.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
It's midfield. Bolts trying to put a drive together. Zamat under some pressure, steps up, and he's taken down. That should go down as a sack, as again, that pressure is swallowing up Zamat, unable to escape.
Bolin again in 44 has made play after play here for Toms River North.
Zamat comes over for a conversation with head coach Bert Ayala. Loss of about a half a yard on the play. Call it 2nd and 11 now. Zamat, again, trying to climb the pocket. On the move. Check that. He actually got that ball away that time as Sharp ended up with it. And Sharp turns it into a positive gain there. Set up a manageable 3rd down play. And player shaken up on the far sideline that time. Saw a lot of cramping early on today. It looks like McBride having a hard time there. So as the trainers tend to him, again, another game on tap here later today.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Brixton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Already converted 1 on this drive. This will be 3rd and 6 from the 40. Zamat surveys the scene, pumps, and he's taken down back at the 50 by big number 79. That's Matthews, and it'll set up 4th and long.
Well, they wanted to go deep, I think, to number 1. He was looking for, it looked like Brooks there. And again, outstanding coverage by Council, and also the safety, Luke Ozerwitz, coming in to help doubling him late on. Nobody open there.
So Millville just 1 for 3 on 3rd down conversions in this 3rd quarter, and this one should lead to another punt here. Ball right at midfield. Zamat in punt formation. 2, now 3 players back for North. Bouncing ball near the 30, and then it's fielded by North in some traffic there. Another dangerous proposition as Trey Ranella had it bounce right into his hands. I guess he figured instead of bouncing off of him, he would just catch it, and he's tackled immediately. And this time,
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a non-profit and federally insured. Solid as a Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, president of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community. local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Hands it off. Here's Moore. Moore bounces it outside. He's got a man hanging on, and he finally is wrestled down at about the 32-yard line. So a nice 7-yard gain on first down. Bring up second and short.
I'll tell you, it shows how strong he is. Kashan Jones, who's a very good tackler, number 7 for Millville, had him, and he was dragged several yards on that by Moore.
So tough defensively because you have to key on Ford, but when Moore gets that ball, he's trouble too. Two-headed monster in that backfield. Again, it's Moore behind Ford, and it's Moore on the carry again. He's got enough for the first down there by about a yard or two. That'll move the sticks on the far side of the field. He's up past the 35 to about the 36.5.
Number 9, Papanopoulos, who we saw punting earlier with a nice block, turning around, and Moore looks like he's limping a little bit off the field.
You're right about that. He's struggling getting to the sideline. He does get there. And now we see Pruitt into the backfield once more. So Pruitt behind Michael Ford here. Ford, low snap, scoops it up, sheds a tackler, but Millville gobbles him up in the backfield. So good pursuit that time by Millville. It was a bad snap, and the Thunderbolts take advantage. It goes for a loss.
Again, Jaden Jones, 9, won't get credited with the tackle, but there's the hit right there, and that just slowed everything up for the rest of his teammates to come in.
Offer, McBride, two of the players finishing that play off right there. And so it'll be second down and long here. North going the wrong way at the moment. Under 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. So it's starting to get late here in Ocean City. Again, second and long. Ford in the gun. Hands it off. This is Pruitt with Moore on the sideline. And Pruitt is dragged down in the backfield. So back-to-back tackles for loss here for this Millville defense, who's doing everything it can to keep the Bolts in this game.
That's a good point, Mike. Millville has played a great defensive game here today. TR North, although primarily a running team, has completed just one pass. Of course, it went for a touchdown, but...
So third and long. See if Millville can come up with another stop here. North obviously looking to put a big play together and keep this drive going.
Empty backfield. They may roll him out on the blitz here.
Some pressure. Ford eludes it to his right. Goes up top, has a man wide open. Did he get a foot down? The officials come in. They're going to talk about it. Still talking about it. And they're going to say it's a catch. That was 0. Nasir Jackson right along the sideline. As we take another look, we should have a good view at it here. Give Ford credit. He knew he had to throw this ball. Jackson certainly looked like he got that foot down. The officials wanted to talk about it. And just like that, the Mariners into Thunderbolt territory. Ford, another low snap. This time he has to fall on it. Ford can overcome those type of problems sometimes, Mark, but that time just didn't want to get too crazy with it. Laid down on the ball.
Even though Jackson was wide open on that catch, you may say, well, Ford really threw that ball high. Well, he was under intense pressure that time just to get that ball off. And Jackson just did a great job of staying in bounds.
Getting that toe in, that 1 foot in at the high school level, all you need. So again, negative yards on first down. We'll see if North can overcome it again. Ford on the keeper, right up the gut, still on his feet, dragging people close to the Millville 45. Again, it'll set up a third and manageable situation here. 3rd and 8 for Toms River North. Under 30 seconds to go now in this third quarter as we have a whistle. And we'll just keep the clock moving here. Not sure what the whistle was for. And that might be the last play of the quarter here. We'll see if the Mariners elect to run another one. Again, the officials motioning for the clock to continue moving, which it is. Stadium clock is at 10 seconds. I know our clock on the screen just a couple seconds behind, but I think either way, the Mariners are content to let the clock run out, which they will do so. And that's the end of the third quarter. So after 3, same score that we had at halftime. Toms River North on top of Millville, 14-0. We're back for fourth quarter action after this.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
Complete.
And now, back to the game.
Well, we knew there was going to be a tough challenge facing the Group 5 state champion in Toms River North. And Micah Ford, of course, has done what he does, and he did last year. He took over the game, especially during that second quarter for that 14-0 lead. 12 minutes left in this game, and the battle at the beach, Millville versus Toms River. We'll see if Millville's offense can get a spark somewhere along the line. They've had a couple chances for turnovers that they didn't get, but Toms River North so far looks like they have done the job today. And the rest of the game coming your way. Don't forget, we have more football through the season. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on, subscribe to us on YouTube, Quinn Broadcasting Facebook, and Quinn Broadcasting YouTube. We're on Instagram as well, QBC. So all the avenues for you to watch Millville football throughout the season. Thank you for watching today, and we'll have the rest of the game for you starting right now.
And now, back to the game.
Different quarterback.
It is. Different quarterback. And that's number 8 taking that snap, TJ Valerio. He was swallowed up pretty quickly. I was scanning the field quickly. I didn't see Ford out there. Not sure what the situation is.
Watch 58, Darian Blazewicz right there making the tackle.
So certainly something to keep an eye on. And either way, for now, it'll be a punting situation for Toms River North. I was trying to scan the field mark to see if Ford had maybe lined up somewhere else. I don't believe so. I believe he was on the sideline for that play.
Now, normally I think Ford's been on the punt team. I don't see him out here.
All hands on deck for a game like this. This will be Pruitt in punt formation. Left-footed punt, angling, bouncing near the 20. And North will be there to let it roll, maybe create some wind there. It was breezy earlier, not so much now. They could have used that early morning breeze here, but either way, that ball will be down just outside the 15, and that's where Millville will take over.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here, and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Comes Millville again. Hale split out by himself to the left. Trip receivers to the right. Zamat going to Hale. Hale makes the catch on the slant and wrestled down at the 30. And a nice pitch and catch for a first down toss to move the sticks.
Jackson down that time. I hope he's okay. This is a great throw because Jackson wasn't giving him that much room. Look at him. He was right on. Zero was right on there, and then something happened near the end of that tackle.
Again, looks like just a cramp. Seen a number of these today. Certainly the trainer's tending to it like a cramp.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a non-profit and federally insured. Solid as the Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, President of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
We're all looking for God. All the signs point to there is really a God. We try to find him in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places, and through all kinds of things. But there's only one way to find him. That's by personal experience with him. Come visit us this Sunday. We can introduce you to him. New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
First down throw on first down. New set of downs here for Millville. Sharp in motion to the far side. Zamat wants to go up top. He's got Brooks. Brooks can't haul it in. That ball was a little bit high. Maybe Brooks didn't quite time his jump properly. It would have been a tough catch, but we've seen him make those, just unable to snag that one.
Yeah, had Council had a little step on Council, more than a little step. And you know Brooks feels he should have that. I mean, he's made many more difficult catches.
Interesting here, Mark. Millville's ready to go. North scrambling back to the line of scrimmage, and now we have a whistle. Millville wants to know why. Ayala incredulous, but it was a timeout called, and that's why. Really an important timeout because North was not ready for that play. So 14-0, North on top. Millville with a second down play coming out of this.
I think it would behoove Millville to even play at a faster pace to do what it just did that time. Force a timeout on that, just to kind of change it up.
Yeah, you saw Millville trying to go fast there, and North wanted to race up to the line and try to get back in position, just couldn't quite get back, and the coaching staff called that timeout. So it'll be a second down and 10.
You know, regardless of who wins or loses the game, these two teams, and this is not a revelation, these two teams are going to be serious contenders in Group 4 and Group 5 this year.
No doubt about it. Great to get them together, going head-to-head. Love to see the top teams schedule other top teams to open the season. Millville, by the way, another really tough test next week against Irvington. Here's Zamat. Pressure from the backside. Zamat sliding short of the sticks, but has close to first down yardage.
Again, I think he wanted to go to Brooks that time. Brooks was covered.
And now another player down here for North. Trying to get a number. That might be Council, Mark. It does look like Council. And he's grabbing at his ankle, so.
Council was the one on Brooks on that play.
So we'll step aside, back after this.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money.
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
Before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
3rd and short. Hauled in that time. Catch made on 3rd down and going across midfield. Finally spun out of bounds is Teron Hale. Another key 3rd down grab from the senior. And all of a sudden, Millville has some mojo here.
Well, he had man-to-man coverage. Cameron Thomas, number 12. And Cameron Thomas gave him a pretty good cushion that time. And he took advantage of it.
Bolts already to the line. Zamat hands it off this time. Another positive play, almost to the 40 that time, is Sharp. And now Millville wanting a late hit flag. They won't get it as Nasir Jackson made the stop.
I'll tell you what, 56, Breon Cuff, the 5'11", 185 sophomore, made an outstanding block that time to spring him.
Bolts want to keep going fast here. Trying to get North on its heels a little bit, maybe doing so for the first time today. Inside the North 45, 2nd and 4. Quick throw, a little bit high. Brooks couldn't reel it in. The whistles stay silent. I was going to say that pass had to be in a forward pass, but ultimately it was. So it'll bring up 3rd and 4. Another key 3rd down here, but you'd have to think, Mark, probably 4 down territory here
There's
for the Bolts.
no question about that, Mike.
Whistle silent at first, and Brooks thought about picking that ball back up off the turf like it was a lateral, but pretty clear from our vantage point that was a forward pass.
Hale, by the way, unofficially, 9 catches, 109 yards. And by the way, Jackson back in the game, and he's on Hale.
So a key play here. 3rd down, quick pass to Brooks. Brooks sticks a foot in the ground and he's loose. There goes Brooks. Lotsier Brooks to the house. And just like that, Millville is on the scoreboard. And just like that, Millville is back in the game. It's that space we've talked about, Mark. When Brooks finds it, he's tough.
Ford Zamat got just this little block is needed that time. Joseph Zamat and Brooks, that shows his explosive ability.
So a big extra point here coming up. Lorenzo Lewis, the junior place kicker for Millville, trying to make this a 7-point game. And it goes through the uprights, but first we have a flag. So whistle before the start of that play. Or during that play, are we going to say? Let's see. It really felt like the whistle came in first, but we'll take a look here. As we sort this out, a good chance to remind you, at Wawa, they have you covered with delivery, curbside, and order ahead options in the Wawa app. Download the Wawa app today. Yes, it was a pre-snap penalty. Declined. So now Lewis will have to do it again. The whistle did come in before that ball went through the uprights. Lewis does it again. Another flag comes out during the play. So the extra point will count if Millville wants it to.
Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is your hometown team for banking. We offer banking which is small town focused and customer based. We know you and we are for you. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union is a non-profit and federally insured. Solid as the Thunderbolt airplane, we are your team. Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union, 1601 Cedar Street.
Hi, I'm Bob Millard, President of Thunderbolt Area Federal Credit Union. Come see us and experience banking as it used to be.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
One up at the north 45-yard line. Down by a score all of a sudden. We really saw next to nothing from the Millville offense most of the day outside of that big completion in the first mark. Now it's a one-score game.
Mike, that was Brooks's 28th career, as you see the kick go out of bounds, out of the end zone. 28th career touchdown, and this is only the first game of his junior year.
Which I believe...
Receiving, 28th game receiving.
I believe sets the record for Cal schools. Of course, the Cape Atlantic League doesn't exist per se on the football landscape anymore, but in terms of schools that belong to the Cape Atlantic League outside of football, I believe that sets a career record surpassing JoJo Bermudez. And again, as you mentioned, just in his first game of his junior year.
Well, now it's a matter of if they can stop Ford. They're going to the empty backfield again.
Ford keeps it himself, finds some room, spinning, sheds a tackler, lunges for the first down, and he might have it. Another tough run from Micah Ford on first down. And good news for Toms River North, Mark. We had seen Moore go off a little hobbled. Can't remember if it was last series or the series before, but number 24 Moore back out there. So it was a first down run for Ford. He's ready to go again. Claps the hand. Ball is on the turf. Just has to lay down on it. We've seen that a few times today. Some issues with the snap. Both teams like to work out of the gun. And a couple week zero issues early on. Under 9 minutes to go. Clock is moving. As Mark said, Millville needs a stop here. Second down and 13. Fakes the jet sweep handoff. Goes up the middle. Back to the original line of scrimmage, but that'll set up 3rd and 10. So another key third down play here for both teams.
Nice job by Shamar Collins, number 15, not allowing Moore to break away.
North making some substitutions here, trying to get the personnel right for this third down play. 3rd and 10. Ball is at the 30.
Trips right. Interesting formation here. We haven't seen that today.
We really haven't. Ford setting up a screen here. He's got his man, but Millville is all over it. A wide receiver screen there to Pruitt. Millville sniffing it out, and that'll set up 4th down in a punting situation for Toms River North.
Yeah, they put 3 receivers on the right side, as you see right there on your screen, and then Ford took his time, looked for the opening, but that's a great job by Millville. Right there among them was McBride, who's had a big game defensively here today.
So the Millville defense doing its job again. That's been the story in this second half. Really outside of the 2 drives, the 2 scores, the defense has been solid.
They're saying watch the fake. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, either way, we have a timeout first. Millville wants to talk about it, so it'll be a punt coming back as Millville trails 14-7.
You can see the
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
And now, back to the game.
To get the ball back here.
Now remember, Pruitt has been running to his left before kicking it. Let's see if they know.
And he does punt it away. And kind of got caught in between almost there, Mark. And that'll be great field position for Millville. You're right, you have to watch that with an athlete back there to punt. And I think Pruitt maybe had a notion to run that and decided to kick it at the last second. And the ball sailed way out of bounds. Someone caught it over there. North was cheering about that, at least the fans were, but the players not too happy. And so Millville with a great opportunity here, as this ball will be spotted on the Toms River North 44. So that's a net of not that much by my calculations. So here we go, Millville with the momentum all of a sudden.
Jackson and Council back in the game.
Millville's going to spread him out as they've done all day long. Zamat looking left. He's got pressure in his face and taken down for another sack. It's Blaze Boland again.
How many times have we called 44's number, 6'2", 200?
Boland's been a menace, and that's just a bull rush right off of the edge there. No stunt, anything like that, just overpowering his man. So brings up 2nd and 20 now for Millville. Zamat has time this time. Deep throw, had a man, and unable to haul it in down there. And Millville missed an opportunity there, as that was number 7, Mark. That was Kashawn Jones. Just had that one go right off his hands.
Again, we saw Zaman, and again, he'll never run for a lot of yards, or mostly won't, but he does just a great job buying himself time. I think Jones would like to have that one back.
Yeah, that ball was there. It was a contested catch, no doubt, but one I think Jones would tell you he should make. So it brings up 3rd and 20.
I think they should go for a short pass here, try to make up some of this yardage.
Zamat has time, pointing, and now he's swallowed up. And again, that's Matthews coming in to finish the play.
Mike, he had Naheem Sharp, as there's a player down. He had Naheem Sharp wide open in the left flat. Watch 6 there, right on your screen. Now he's out of your screen, but trust me, he's wide open. There he is. You see the top of his helmet. And again, when you have a 6'8", 295-pounder on you, it's not the easiest thing to see the whole field, but there was a little bit of room, I thought, that time for Sharp.
Player shaking up on the play there for Toms River North, so as they tend to him, we'll step aside, be right back after this.
I'm gonna go grab a soda real quick.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Brixton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here, and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money.
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
Before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
From both teams.
Well, in Jones's defense, I think it's the third time he's punted. He has not gotten a clean snap yet.
I don't know that anyone was ready for that play. I certainly wasn't. I didn't expect that ball to be snapped so quickly. Bolin had seemingly just been helped off the field. Millville wanted to go quickly, but I'm not sure everyone was ready. So the field position is flipped here based on the poor punts, and now North will have it in plus territory as the Mariners look to milk this clock with under 6 minutes to go in the fourth, up by a score. Ford, head down, trying to make some room along that far side. Picks up 3.
That was a play they were using frequently early in the game, running to that left side. Since then, though, Toms River North has done a good job diversifying itself.
That was a big stop for North. I mean, that was really the drive. Millville didn't have to have it, but now the clock is a factor. Now Millville working against North and the clock. Mariners content to let that thing run. They hand it off to Moore this time. Find some room up the middle. Moore still on his feet, finally taken down at about the 30. And another big run from Josh Moore. He a little quieter in the second half, but in a big spot there, stepping up.
Broke a tackle by Keshawn Jones, who thought he had him there. But how many tackles has Moore broken here today?
Arm tackles will not do it against Moore or Ford. Fresh set of downs, under 5 to go in the fourth. And a player shaken up now for Millville. Believe that's McBride. Seated just inside the 25-yard line. Seen quite a bit of cramping here today.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community. Local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
It's time for sports on the Quinn Broadcasting Network. QBC brings you local sporting events, action-packed specials, and play-by-play coverage of the area sporting activities. From Pop Warner to college sports, Quinn Broadcasting covers it all. Join us now here on QBC for today's exciting event.
Seven to nothing. The post-Paul Sacco era for the Wildcats.
Mainland with a really impressive opening win over Washington Township.
26-7 earlier today. Hamilton 35-0 over St. John Vianney. Ford fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Clock still running. Second down now.
That was tremendous deception because it really looked like he was going to give it to Moore. That was a tremendous job by Ford. As if he needs even more of an advantage.
4.5 to go in the fourth. Clock ticking on. North is fine with that. Millville has to find a way to get a stop or stop that clock. Kingsway up on EHT also early, 7-0. Our thanks to Mike Gill for working the unofficial state scoreboard up here for us ahead of his call of Ocean City Pleasantville coming up at 7 with Bud Rink. Ford again fakes the handoff, dives up the middle. Ball security paramount obviously right now. Some other scores coming in, Middle and Cumberland. No score at the end of one.
I'll tell you what, Blatchowitz, 58, who made the tackle on that play, has just been all over the place today defensively. It's been a tremendous job by the Millville defense. And a big play right here, Mike.
Yeah, another third down play. You'd have to think 4-down territory here for Toms River North, this deep into Millville territory. But the clock continues to run, under 3.5. Motion. Ford keeps it, hit the backfield, doesn't go down, stays on his feet, but goes out of bounds, Mark, and that's big. I'm not sure if it was a conscious decision. He just kind of ran out of room over there. but it'll be 4th down, and it'll stop the clock.
Tayshawn Newman, number 2 for Millville, got a nice hit on there, and it held him up for his teammates to get there as well.
So 4th down, 7 to go. Closer to 6, actually. And Ford maybe got another yard or two. Couldn't see from up here, but that box is about midway between the sticks, so it's 4th and manageable here. 4th and 5, we'll call it. And Toms River North obviously going for it here. North, handoff. Moore still on his feet, close to the sticks. Depends on where they mark it. I believe he's short marked. Millville celebrating like he's short, and it certainly looks like he is. So the Thunderbolts again come up with the stop they need, and now for maybe one final time today, it'll be up to the Millville offense to try and put a touchdown on the board.
It looked like McBride was there to make that big hit. How many has he made today?
We've called his name early and often. 3:16 to be exact. And this drive will begin from the 21-yard line. So 79 yards to go to try and tie this game with a point after. Millville down by 7.
And you have to watch number 4 from the outside, Pruitt, rushing the passer here.
Zamat in the gun. He's been there all day. Shovel pass to Brooks. We saw them use that play to start the game. Brooks with a little bit of room on this near side. Has enough for 1st down yardage. That was the first play they ran from scrimmage today, where you correctly called it a forward pass. It's the same play there. So that'll go towards Zamat's stats and obviously Brooks' stats here today. And 1st down, Millville with a positive play to begin this drive. Oddly enough, Mark, this is really where Millville has been at its best in the last couple of years, as Boland is down again on the turf. He'll have to be tended to, but Millville doesn't mind playing in these close games. They don't mind coming from behind. They like these pressure situations. This is a little bit of a different animal against the defending Group 5 state champion, but Millville, in talking to head coach Bert Ayala before the season, reiterated his team is comfortable in these situations.
One thing about Ayala, he'll play anybody. He'll go play the Eagles if they get a chance. I mean, I certainly think that the Millville fans giving Boland a hard time there, but that obviously helps. And the Toms River North too will play anybody as well. But Ayala's not afraid to take an L if he can play some competition that'll help him out, and he thinks he can win any game. And why not with this team? They kind of looked buried, didn't they, at 14-0 and not much going on, and they've just kind of fought their way back here.
Lifeless, really, on offense. Again, aside from that big first quarter play from Zamat to Hale, really not much, but all of a sudden, a big strike from Brooks, and now on the move again. Zamat steps up, climbs the pocket, he wants to run. Hale out there to block. Zamat spins at the 45, fighting for extra yards. He's down to the 47. The Millville faithful fired up, and with just under 3 minutes to go, it's another 1st down for the Bolts.
Watch 79 there. Pull all the way to the side, and that created the space. Matthews.
Millville quickly to the line. 2:51 to go. Zamat, quick pass. Has Brooks, wiggles out of a tackle. Brooks spinning, and he's across midfield to the Toms River North 48. 2:35 to go. Millville now with plenty of time as they're across midfield. Zamat gets everyone set. Takes an extra second to look over to the sideline. 2:17 to go and ticking. Zamat, quick pass to his brother that time. That's Zamat to Zamat. Joseph Zamat making the catch. Move those sticks again, another Bolts 1st down.
And you notice on this series, there has not been a big pass rush here.
So it stops the clock as well. Millville down to the Toms River North 41. Down by 7. It was 14-0 at halftime. Millville trying to battle back late. Jacob Zamat in the gun.
Trips left.
Looking left, now looking right. Thought about moving on his feet. Thinks again, now trying to slide through. Literally that time. And just really gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. The clock continues to move though.
Mike, we've been talking about Darian Blatzwitz, number 58 on defense. He's had to handle Matthews, and he's done a fine job blocking. Certainly has on this series.
1:38 to go. Clock continues to move. 2nd down. Brooks just got back to the line of scrimmage. He was downfield. Zamat looking left. Floats a pass to the corner of the end zone, looking for Hale, and it's picked off in the end zone by Toms River North. Interception made that time by Nasir Jackson, and the Mariners will take over. Hale double covered down there. Jackson was the D-back. He had safety help coming in over the top, and in the end, it was Jackson with the pick.
He had safety help, but he was on him like a blanket that time. What a game, Jackson. We've talked about Jackson and Council and their coverage abilities.
Jackson listed at 5'10", 150, and that time able to make the play on the 6', 180 Teron Hale. Millville, according to the stadium scoreboard, has 2 timeouts left, so this one not over yet, but we're close.
Yeah, not quite kneel down time yet.
Ford, keeper. Brooks trying to strip that ball. Ford so strong, able to hang on. And it brings up 2nd down. We'll see if Millville elects to use a timeout here. They do not at this point. So they're going to let the clock bleed here off of 1st down and then use the timeout after the next play. Some serious yardage on that play though, Mark, and obviously a 1st down would end this game. It's 2nd and 4. So a 6-yard pickup from Micah Ford, who's done just about everything for Toms River North today.
Unofficially, Mike, he's thrown a TD pass and he's rushed 30 times for 169 yards and a touchdown.
30 carries from a quarterback. So 33 seconds to go. Toms River North calls the timeout as the play clock had gone all the way down. So the scenario is pretty simple here. Millville needs a stop, a timeout, a stop, a timeout. And then conceivably could get the ball back with 20 or so seconds to go and a chance at a miracle, but they need that stop first. It's been a great game, a defensive battle. No score after 1. We saw the 2 North touchdowns in that 2nd quarter. We saw Millville make a move, but that interception may have just done it. Again, more action coming up later tonight here on PrimeEvents.net. Pleasantville, Ocean City. Bud Rink, Mike Gill on the call for that one. And we're back with you tomorrow for another slate of games. 4 games here. We'll, of course, have the first 3, the final one on ESPNU between IMG Academy and St. Joe Prep of Philadelphia. So 2nd down here. 1st down will end it. Moore bottled up in the backfield that time. Millville needs a quick timeout. They get it. So 28 seconds on the clock. That play actually went backwards by about a yard or 2. Call it 3rd down and 5.
Nice job by Shamar Collins in there. We've seen more bounce off tacklers all day, and Collins making a textbook tackle there.
So we'll keep it here, obviously. Again, our thanks to Wawa for sponsoring the action this weekend. Wawa how you wanna. Download the Wawa app today. 2023 high school football season well underway. This has been the closest game of the day to this point. We thought that it might be. Just as one-score game. We saw also, Mark, and you and I had the game, but Toms River North, Washington Township last year, that was really one of the better games of the weekend as well. And then you had North sort of springboarding from there all the way to a state championship.
That was North winning 28-21, and no other team got within 2 touchdowns of them the rest of the year in a 14-0 season.
Lower Cape May, a 7-0 lead over Bridgeton in the first quarter. Isaiah Wing with the touchdown there. A lot of action throughout Cape May County. Obviously, all of these games here. The hometown Ocean City Red Raiders playing. Big third down play here.
I think Ford might try to go up the middle and then bounce it out. Oh,
and he's wrestled down. Looks to be just short of the sticks. Hard to tell right now, but I think he's about a yard short, which would obviously give Millville a chance. And North saying it's a first down. It's really tough to tell from our vantage point. The stick is right on that blue 30 line. And the line judge came in sort of just short of that. So it will be 4th and a half a yard. What do you do here if you're Toms River North? Obviously, Millville has called its final timeout. But what do? Do you roll the dice, get that 6 inches, and leave with a win? Or do you go into punt formation? And I think you almost have to punt here.
They've had trouble. That last punt, Millville had a great rush on it. You know what I think they'll do? I think they'll try to go a long count and try to draw them off sides here.
Yeah, another way to go for sure. I don't know. It's a couple schools of thought here, obviously. If you don't get this, you basically give Millville 4 cracks at throwing it to the end zone if they wanted to. And a punt, if you could pull the punt off successfully, should pin Millville back with a long field and only about 15 seconds to go. So we'll see. We'll see what North elects to do out of this timeout here. Ozowitz and his coaching staff talking things over with the players. And it looks, Mark, like the offense is coming back onto the field here. And North is saying, we're just going to try to pick up this half a yard right now and end this game, unless...
I think they're going to try to draw them off.
Let's see.
Nope.
Right up the middle, and that'll do it. Why not, right? When Ford can get positive yards seemingly every play, why not put it in his hands and end the ball game? Ford and Brooks share an embrace after that tackle, and that will do it here from Ocean City. That'll be the final play of the game as Matthews runs over to celebrate with his team. What a game, and what a win for Toms River North.
Yeah, and again, a tremendous job by Micah Ford. 32 carries, 179 yards, the touchdown, 1 passing touchdown, and a great defensive effort. As flashy as Ford is and everything, this is a heck of a defensive team, and I think both teams showed their defensive mettle today. And this is not going out on a limb. Millville's going to win a lot of games this year.
So Toms River North with the victory, 14-7 over Millville here at the Battle at the Beach. Thanks for being with us. Stay tuned because Ocean City and Pleasantville is coming up at 7 o'clock. But for now, for Bill Shallcross, Dean Mikowski, Mark Narducci, I'm Mike Frankel saying so long. We'll be back with you for another game in just a little bit. But for now, North, a 14-7 win over Millville.
I'm going to go grab a soda.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Hello, my name is Craig Atkinson, and I am president of the Millville Thunderbolt Club. The mission of the Thunderbolt Club is to enhance the athletic experience of Millville High School student athletes. We provide a myriad of services for these athletes, including end-of-year recognition banquets for all teams, stipends for teams and individual athletes, college scholarships of $35,000 per year, meals for special events, as well as hosting the Mike Trout Millville Thunderbolt Club Golf Tournament and the Millville Sports Hall of Fame. Please visit our website at millvillethunderboltclub.com for additional information.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
Hey parents, there's something you should know. If you don't teach me about money, that's okay. I'll live off your nest egg for the rest of my life.
Feel confident talking to your kids about money
You're gonna find me a real one, right?
before it's too late. Get ready at td.com/kidsandmoney.
We're all looking for God. All the signs point to there is really a God. We try to find him in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places, and through all kinds of things. But there's only one way to find him. That's by personal experience with him. Come visit us this Sunday. We can introduce you to him. New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
A tough one for the Thunderbolts as they end up dropping the first game of the season to Toms River North 14-7. Looked like Millville had a chance to come back towards the end. Really turned it up in the fourth quarter, especially on the defensive end. Had a lot of stops on Toms River. That was going to be a big key for Millville to be able to come back in this one. Even have a chance was to get some stops on defense, and they really did kind of shut down the North offense towards the end. Had a couple chances. Had that nice touchdown pass to Zamat to Brooks to get them back to within one score. They made another stop and looked like they were going to have an opportunity towards the end. Zamat tried to go for the home run toss on that one, just gets intercepted, double coverage. They had it played pretty well, and Millville ends up dropping this one 14-7 in a game that we expected to kind of be pretty close and be a defensive battle between the two teams, but that's certainly not the way Millville wants to start the season. But again, it's a pretty good Toms River team that they faced, especially Ford. He was really able to turn things up on the ground, especially. But Millville just couldn't kind of get out from their mistakes in the beginning of the game. They really did give themselves a chance, but when you have kind of those mistakes, those penalties in the beginning, and kind of letting Ford do what he does best throughout the game, really force him to kind of have to go into crunch time towards the end. But they'll kind of learn from this one. That was one of the top teams in New Jersey. Teams number 1, Millville number 2. Toms River facing up against each other in a close game in the end. Again, Millville dropping this one 14-7. Ariel Melendez here. Fred Melendez was here with us earlier, had to check out, so wrap it up here. Again, Millville dropping their first game of the season, 14-7. We'll have plenty more coverage throughout the season here, so be sure to stay with us. Like, share, follow us on Facebook, YouTube. I always want to hear from you throughout the season. And Millville, it's still expected to be a pretty good season for Millville. They're returning a lot of players from that offense. Brooks, obviously Zamat back on, and the quarterback spot, he's expected to have another big season. In his second year starting for Millville. And this defense, as they really did step up towards the end of that game. So a good thing for them to go into their next game and kind of hang their heads up high, knowing that they were able to make a couple big stops at the end. Again, Millville drops this one 14-7. Ariel Melendez, Fred Melendez was here a little bit earlier. All those graphics that you see, we have a great man, Pastor Richard F. Myers, makes all those graphics and intros that you see throughout the game. As always, our director, we always have fun with him and make jokes with him throughout the game. Ryan Arowski producing this one for you. Again, Ariel Melendez. Millville drops one 14-7. Stay with us throughout the entire season. We'll have plenty of coverage here for you on Quid Broadcasting Channel 22, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram as well. Have a good night, everyone.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.